No wonder he is the top assassin of the organization. He completed the mission at an incredible speed. Everything happened like a whirlwind, erasing all traces. But the moment the cold voice rang out, his fate was sealed. Wolf, until now you have worked hard for the organization, but you have known too much, so you will remain silent forever. Just then the plane suddenly exploded. Flames consumed everything, leaving no clues behind. The scene shifts to our male lead. He wakes up in shock, his mind spinning as if he had been hit hard. Where is this? Wasn't I blown up on the plane? Pain throbbed intensely as if something was drilling deep into his mind. He suddenly had a series of vivid images from 1,500 years ago. The blood-red moon hung in the sky. The blue star suddenly appeared with countless cracks in space appearing randomly. From there, a horde of giant monsters surged into the human world like a raging tide. Humanity faced unprecedented peril against the terrifying power of the monsters. Human weapons became weak and powerless. 10 years passed. Humanity was reduced to just 100,000 people. Civilization stood on the brink of collapse. In the moment of utmost despair, a glimmer of hope emerged. The beast soul masters appeared. Humans, through merging with beast souls, could transform into powerful beasts. Some awakened the elephant beast soul, some summoned the crow beast soul, and there were even those with the iron beast soul. The emergence of beast soul masters reversed the situation, igniting a new flame of hope for humanity. However, beast souls were also clearly ranked from the lowest E level to the highest SS level. Lam Yuan, our main character, only possessed an E-level beast soul, the weakest of all. With no family, no friends, he harbored a desire to prove himself through beast souls, but only faced harsh ridicule in return. The only E-level beast soul of the academy was too weak. How could he still have the face to stay at the academy? The mocking words cut deep into his self-esteem like sharp blades, bullied, treated like trash. Lam Yuan seemed to have the whole world turn its back on him. Don't get close to Tumo Tweet. Otherwise, I will beat this kind of trash to death. Lam Yuan was stunned to realize he had time-traveled. A strange feeling arose, as if the heavens were granting him a chance to correct the tragic fate of his past life. A life of being exploited and discarded. Now he faced a mysterious voice. So you are not like me, both being discarded by others. His body was motionless, stiff, as if tightly bound. It's broken, it seems. His body can't move. The voice continued to ring out, cold, but full of challenge. If that's the case, then you and I will leave this indifferent world together. Leave in such gloom? Don't you want revenge? Revenge, I am already dead. Lam Yuan replied, his voice full of bitterness. But the voice did not let up. You are just a pathetic kid occupying my body. Being pitiful does not mean being weak. Why surrender to this world? Why can't we decide for ourselves? You were carelessly discarded by someone wanting to live is worse than death. Isn't it painful? Pain is because we have never been able to choose. But now I want to continue living with my own will. Lam Yuan gritted his teeth, the fire of determination igniting in his heart. It's easy to say, but if you stay in this useless body of mine, sooner or later you'll end up like me. That voice sneered. But Lam Yuan remained undaunted. How would you know if you don't try? I don't believe that uselessness is forever, it's just uselessness. I will prove to everyone that my destiny is not in anyone else's hands. You're really a strange one. Do you have to die again? Remember what you said, avenge me. The voice gradually faded away, leaving a final message. From today onward, you are Lam Yuan. His body suddenly became able to move, a surge of new power rising. But the big question still lingered. I will definitely avenge you. But how do I become stronger? But according to the classification of this world, E-level beast spirits can only do lowly jobs. Just surviving is a challenge. Of course, even if I can't continue living, at most I can return to my old profession. Becoming an assassin. Just then, a notification rang in his head indicating that the host had awakened. Your beast spirit has successfully connected with the monster system, leveling up, evolving black lizard beast spirit, juvenile state, E-level talent, low-level height, under 1 mm weight, 1.2 kilos attack method, clawing and biting. Lam Yuan was stunned, his eyes glued to the bizarre little creature before him. What is this? A voice echoed in Lam Yuan's head, small yet full of pride. Hello, Lam Yuan. I am Little Black Dragon. From now on, you and I will grow together step by step to become strong. Lam Yuan was stunned, realizing this was the system. You are the system. That's right, he replied, his voice tinged with doubt. Little Black Dragon excitedly continued, "From now on, we are partners trusting each other, and we must unite love each other, okay?" Lam Uyen frowned, not fully understanding when Little Black Dragon interjected. "Where are you going? Aren't you curious? What can I help you with?" He shook his head, still deep in thought. "I'll ask when there's a chance later. Besides, I have something important to do now." Little Black Dragon was curious. "What is it? Do you need my help?" "Just ask me, let me have a sense of existence." Just then a haughty voice interrupted. "Hey, Tamotiate, where are you running off to, and what do you actually want to do?" A guy appeared holding a bouquet of flowers, his eyes full of self-satisfaction.
"Of course I hope you agree to be with me."
He stepped forward, clearly intending to propose. Tamotiate coldly responded, "In your dreams, do you think I would be persuaded under your pressure? I know that Mo-Tweet is a primary S-spirit beast, but you just awakened not long ago, so I specially came here. Are a few primary B-spirit beasts afraid they can't catch you?" He sneered and boasted, "You're right, I forgot to tell you about that rotten name always sticking by you. I've dealt with him too." Upon hearing Lin Uyen mentioned, Tamotiate shouted, "What did you do to Lin Uyen?" He smirked, his voice filled with disdain. "Who said he was unreasonable? A useless guy still dares to confront me. Now it's just you and me. Other than agreeing with me, there's no other choice." Suddenly, Lin Uyen, with the extraordinary skills of a previous life assassin, quickly rushed in and grabbed the villain's neck tightly. Tamotiate was stunned, exclaiming in surprise, "So you are here." The minions behind him saw their master being attacked and immediately rushed up, but Lin Uyen swiftly kicked, causing the arrogant guy to fall flat. He jumped back to gain momentum, skillfully dodging all the attacks from the minions, his movements sharp like a ghost gliding by. The villain roared, his eyes blazing with fury when he saw Lin Uyen still standing firm. "I didn't expect him to still be alive. Kill him. Get me one." The minions respectfully replied, "Yes." Immediately, he merged with the spirit beast, transforming into the fierce form of a tiger like a monster stepping out from Legends. Lin Uyen observed a question briefly flashing in his mind. "So I can merge too, right?" Little Black Dragon immediately interjected, sounding very worried. "But your black lizard spirit beast is too weak. You must use the swallowing method to achieve evolution points, or win to obtain Yang for a level 9 upgrade. Winning doesn't necessarily have to go through spirit beast merging, right?" Lin Uyen frowned, his gaze sharp. Little Black Dragon snapped, "Are you planning to use an ordinary human body to fight with them? Are you crazy? A single punch from them could kill you. If you beast transform now, it would be quicker to die." Lin Uyen slightly curled his lips. "There's nothing good or bad. I'm also an assassin. Why hesitate to take action? You guys hurry and take action!" A fierce wolf rushed forward, its sharp claws slicing through the air, seemingly ready to finish off Lin Uyen in an instant. The villain sneered, pleased. "Fool, you're going to be beaten to a pulp." Ha ha! But when the mist cleared, Lin Uyen appeared unscathed. He controlled the transformed beast with the skilled techniques of an assassin without any unnecessary movements. With just one move, he took down the opponent on the spot without hesitation. The scene left Tamotiate stunned, her eyes clearly showing astonishment. With one hand, Lin Uyen had dealt with a level B spirit beast master. Even though he still retained the deadly skills from his previous life, Lin Uyen clearly felt the weakness of this body. Too powerful, but the resilience of this body is also too weak. He murmured as a notification rang in his head. "Congratulations. You have defeated a B-rank soul beast, earning 1 police and 1 police. Little Black Dragon explained, "You can obtain supreme equipment, evolution points, skills, and many good things by opening Yang rewards." Lam Uyen activated the Yang reward and received a random skill book. So it's a random skill book. You can get some random skills, 3 levels of skills from low to high, corresponding to ranks E to A. To obtain an A-rank skill, the chance is only 1%. Lam Uyen shrugged. "Random is fine as long as it's not E-rank." The result shocked him. A-rank skill. White thermal light in the fusion state of the soul beast can emit white light high temperature, and the power can melt iron and steel with a maximum temperature reaching 100,000 degrees. Little Black Dragon exclaimed excitedly. "An A-rank skill, how lucky are you?" "Awesome. Should we buy a lottery ticket?" Lam Uyen frowned, his tone calm. Now is not the time to be happy. Just then, the villain roared, his eyes bloodshot. Hey, is he stupid? Who are you talking to? Kill him. I offer you 100,000 dong as a reward, a dazzling amount of money. 3 henchmen immediately rushed to attack. Lam Uyen glanced at Tomo Tuyet, his gaze determined. Should I also fuse the soul beast to help you? Little Black Dragon suggested, but he shook his head. No need, just avoid it. She is one of the few people who has treated the original host well. I can't let her get hurt. With skilled agility, Lam Uyen unleashed a flurry of blows, taking down the elephant soul beast instantly. A notification rang out. You have succeeded earning the victory reward Yang Color Human X. Don't think that I am still the Lam Uyen of before, he shouted, dodging behind the other two. In the blink of an eye, he crushed their heads at a terrifying speed. So fast, Tomo Tweet exclaimed, not believing her eyes. The villain panicked, stuttering as he saw all his lackeys had been taken down. He, that weasel, how could this be? I was wrong, please spare me. Lam Uyen coldly replied, It's too late, with one move I will finish him off without hesitation. Tomo Tuyet looked at him, her eyes filled with amazement. He is so strong. Let's go. She turned and smiled gently. It seems he won't bother us anymore. Luckily he is here. But then she shook her head, her voice slightly embarrassed. It's really embarrassing. As a gifted S-rank soul beast master, I should have saved him, but instead he saved me. I never expected his strength to be so formidable. Do you see something on my face? Why do you keep staring at me? He shook his head and smiled lightly. No, I just want to thank you. Lam Uyen felt indebted to him, was already embarrassed, and ended up bothering him to save me. Lam Uyen replied, his voice warm. It's okay. We are classmates. Helping each other is what we should do. Tomo Tweet was stunned and then smiled. Classmates. I thought we were friends. What? It's nothing. It's late. I'll head home now. See you tomorrow. She turned away. Her steps hurried, her heart feeling a slight loss. Lam Uyen watched her leave, let out a sigh. I lost something again. Your little boy is quite a charmer, huh? Lam Uyen said with narrowed eyes. What a mess. She is one of the few friends of the original owner, and since I took over this body, of course, I have to protect her. He changed to a serious tone. Now let's talk about the system. Little Black Dragon laughed. Is that okay? The tiger in the past was a killer. That gaze and tone are terrifying. Just returned. Lam Uyen immediately tried to merge the beast soul, eager to see what her form would be. When the black lizard god appeared, Little Black Dragon laughed teasingly, saying, The beast soul merging this knife of yours in the monster world is only fit to become food. No wonder those people called me a useless beast soul. Lam Uyen frowned, annoyed, replied, Do you need me to give you pointers? Can't you see that person is in the form of a useless object and still ask, You can gain evolution points by devouring evolution points, which can be used to enhance yourself. The reward you just received can also open up evolution points. Lam Uyen frowned in curiosity. What does it mean to devour? Little Black Dragon pointed to the fridge in his house with a mischievous tone. Eat it. Lam Uyen was taken aback. Huh? Is this system that sophisticated? Little Black Dragon explained. I mean meat. The essence of the beast soul is like that of an animal. Therefore, your immediate task is to eat a lot of meat. Remember to maintain the beast soul state and eat raw meat. Saying that, it took out a frozen chicken from the fridge, eyes sparkling. Drooling already, right? Let's eat to become stronger. In less than 2.5 years, you can become stronger. Lam Uyen nodded, her eyes ablaze. That's right, all to become strong like a hungry tiger. Lam Uyen dove into gnawing on the raw chicken, determined for her loved ones. An announcement sounded, Keep it up. You have successfully devoured the fresh chicken, gaining 5 evolution points. Now spend 5 evolution points to improve your physique, Little Black Dragon declared. Immediately, Lam Uyen's beast soul body began to transform, its size much larger than before. He excitedly shouted, It's all spent. I need to call for more meat. Today we can eat all night long. Little Black Dragon laughed loudly. Sure. The next day, after a night of frantically devouring hundreds of wild rabbits and all the meat stored in the fridge, Lam Uyen's giant lizard beast soul achieved a 3-tiered growth state B rank, level 7-star battle beast, height 3.1 mm, weight 540 kilograms, attack methods, biting, clawing, special skill, thermal light body. Lam Uyen was stunned, feeling the surge of power. Her current beast soul state was much stronger than before. Unexpectedly, not only the rank but also the tier could increase. Even though she was no longer a delicious prey for monsters, Lam Uyin still felt it wasn't enough. He murmured, "I need to find more evolution points." But his physique had grown larger. He needed to find a discreet place like a warehouse to avoid attracting attention. Having come back to life in this world, he was determined to reach the peak. Admiring the most splendid scenery, but before he could act, a group of thugs blocked his path. In the memories of the original owner, Lai Fong, this guy had once bullied Lam Uyin mercilessly with Jiang Loi. They relied on being Dewey's entourage, two individuals with S-grade soul beasts. The king in black and the overlord of Li Fong Academy smirked with a contemptuous tone. "Does your useless name not know how to speak? Hurry up, don't keep us waiting too long. We've already considered you important enough to do this for us." "Got it," another guy interjected. "Useless, get lost." Lam Uyin stood still, her gaze as cold as ice. He scoffed, "What did you say can't understand human language? The weakest E-grade soul beast in the entire school is acting tough today, huh? That black lizard the size of my fist, I could crush it with just one toe. What are you being so arrogant about in front of me?" He aggressively continued. "If you're trash, stay in the trash. Our school has a weakling like you, it's really embarrassing. If I were you, I would find some place to just die." Lam Uyin smirked, her tone calm but icy. "I'm sorry, but I actually want to live well." Lai Fong growled, "Do you think I won't make you unable to live anymore?" He replied without flinching, "Threatening me? No. In the past, I was the one who threatened others. No one has ever threatened me. If you want to try, you can go ahead." Just then, the voice of the homeroom teacher, Ms. Nguyen, rang out, cutting through the tense atmosphere. "Students, return to your seats." Lai Fong hungrily turned away, not forgetting to throw back a line. "Consider yourself lucky today, but you better keep being lucky like that." Lam Uyin smiled slightly, her eyes flashing with danger. Xiao Holong marveled, "That guy is too arrogant. Today you are exceptionally calm. After all, he is an S-grade soul beast. He has the right to be arrogant." Lam Uyin replied indifferently, "But sooner or later he's just a soul under my control." Xiao Heilong shivered, chuckled, using the gentlest tone to say the most vicious words. "It seems I am a truly terrifying master." Teacher Nguyen continued, "Now I will distribute the cultivation resources that the school has prepared for you. It is called Crystallized Soul Beast." Teacher Nguyen held up a sparkling crystal and explained what it was. Crystallized Soul Beast is a mineral formed from the blood of monsters after they die, blending into the earth and rocks. She continued, her voice steady but authoritative. They are divided into upper middle, lower ranks, and trash. Inside contains immense power highly suitable for soul beast masters to absorb, significantly enhancing the capabilities of their soul beasts. In the past, in the world of soul beasts, crystallized soul beasts were equivalent to currency. The higher the rank, the greater the value. Just one lower-grade crystallized soul beast is worth 1,000. Those students are indeed good products. Asken School distributes based on the innate talents of the soul beast that they awaken. Doing this is also to tell everyone in the world of soul beast masters that everything is based on strength. The strong rise, the weak are eliminated, the strong win, and the weak lose. That is the greatest fairness of the soul beast world. She began distributing resources. King Mo Xuan, the awakened soul beast, is the king of lizards with an innate talent rated S, distributing 10 high-grade soul beast crystals. She proudly added, "King Mo Xuan is one of the only 2 S-level soul beasts in our school. The other is the beauty Sumu Tuyet. There was a senior who awakened the S-level soul beast Great Sun, Golden Crow, who is now a level 9 lord. King Mo Xuan will definitely become strong like that." The arrogant guy nodded in response. "Thank you. I will not disappoint everyone's expectations." She continued, "Jiang Loi, the awakened soul beast, is the giant rock beetle with an innate talent rated a distributing 5 mid-grade soul beast crystals. Lai Fong, the awakened soul beast, is the storm wolf with an innate talent rated B, distributing 5 low-grade soul beast crystals. Next is Lam Uyin." She sighed softly. Lam Uyen, the awakened soul beast, is the black lizard with an innate talent rated E, distributing 5 inferior soul beast crystals. A mocking voice rang out from the crowd. Innate talent rated E, Lam Uyen is about to break the school's historical record. With such a pathetic soul beast, I think she should stop being a soul beast master and just build walls to avoid embarrassment. Lam Uyen stood still, her eyes sharp and cold, not responding, but in her heart she silently vowed that one day she would make you regret these words. Teacher Nguyen smiled, her eyes full of hope. Thank you, do your best. I hope you can level up quickly. But a mocking voice rang out from the students. Inferior soul beast crystals can be bought in bags all filled with radiation, basically not suitable for nurturing soul beasts. I wouldn't want this kind of trash even if you gave it to me. But it suits someone very well. Teacher Nguyen further explained. Inferior crystals are the soul beast essence formed from the flesh and blood of monsters killed by nuclear weapons contaminated with radiation, but that radiation contains enormous energy that can be absorbed by your special abilities. For you, it's extremely good. Lam Uyen nodded. Her eyes brightened. So that's how it is. All right. Teacher Nguyen smiled, taking out a brilliant crystal from her bag. I personally give you a high-grade soul beast crystal. Lam Uyen bowed her head to thank. Thank you for your kindness, but could you help me exchange this high-grade soul beast crystal for inferior crystals? Teacher Nguyen was stunned, her voice full of worry. Do you hear what you're saying? She also knows that I am eager to improve the strength of the beast spirit, but I cannot nurture the beast spirit with such a large amount of dangerous crystals. Lam Uyen smiled firmly. Thank you for your kindness. Then I will accept. From the crowd, a jealous voice rang out. Lam Uyen's talent is so poor, what basis does she have to receive the favor of Miss Nguyen? It's really annoying. Another student whispered, a high-grade beast spirit crystal costs 10,000 yuan, while a low-grade one is only 100 yuan each. This high-grade one can be exchanged for 100 low-grade ones. Ordinary people wouldn't carry that many soul crystals. Lam Uyen frowned and muttered, so what should I do? Little Black Dragon Chen can go to the Beast Spirit Hall to exchange after school. They must have it there. Just then, Tomo Tweet appeared, her smile bright. Lam Uyen, why did you come here? After school tonight, let's go home together. I have something I want to tell you, she continued excitedly. Is that okay? I just heard the education director say that the guy who bullied me has dropped out. That's really great. Lam Uyen nodded. His eyes softened a bit, but he had already started to calculate his plan. At the Beast Spirit Hall, whispers rose from the crowd of students. Isn't that the beauty Tomo Tweet? She knows Lam Uyen. Another voice interjected with suspicion. That's right. The one who awakened the S-level beast spirit Snowy Tail Sheep. Tomo Tweet is the school's high beauty. How could she know that trash? Another person sneered. That kid Lam Uyen is just a waste. What does he really have? Clearly, he is just the weakest E-grade beast spirit. They continued to discuss, from Ms. Trung Nguyen to Tomo Tweet. Why does everyone treat him so well? Just after school, a group led by Vung Mac-Huyen blocked Lam Uyen's path, their eyes blazing with anger. The leader roared, Stop! What's going on, kid? What spell did you cast on the teacher and the beauty? Tomo Tweet. What despicable methods did you use to approach her? He gritted his teeth, his voice full of venom. Last time that rich kid, I clearly told him to surround Tomo Tweet and cooperate with me to perform a hero saving the beauty act so I could take the beauty into my arms. As a result, that guy unexpectedly dropped out and played hide-and-seek with me. He pointed at Lam Uyen, his gaze icy. So it was you. So he is the real culprit who harmed Lam Uyen. Vung Mac-Huyen sneered, his tone full of disdain. A beauty like Tomo Tweet should naturally be with a genius like me. How could she be with a weak chicken like you? You better stay away from Tomo Tweet from now on, got it? Also from now on, wherever we appear, you must get as far away as possible. Lam Uyen stood still, his eyes cold as ice, but he thought that Miss Nguyen treated him very well, and he could not cause her trouble. Vung Mac-Huyen scoffed, continuing to provoke, not being able to do it nor wanting to be the type who doesn't know the sky from the ground like you. I will let Tomo Tweet see for herself how useless you are, how despicable you are. But I don't want to. Tomo Tweet felt that he was bullying the weak. Go to the beast training for 7 days. If you can pass, I will eat a bag of low-grade soul crystals right here. If you lose, you will completely disappear. Give it to me. Lam Yuyan frowned. Are you sure about this big bet? The guy laughed loudly, arrogantly. What do you have to bet with a loser like you? He nodded, his voice calm. Okay, I've said it. Now there's a little matter to stay for. Lam Yuyan clenched his fists, his eyes flashing with determination, ready for the upcoming challenge. Tomo Tweet smiled gently, her gaze soft when looking at Lam Yuyan. He said, what do you want to find me for? But she hesitated and then continued. Actually, it's nothing big. My 9-tailed snow fox spirit is S rank, so the school gave me 10 high-grade spirit crystals. I want to share half with you. Lam Yuyan was stunned. Share half of what with me? What else could it be? Tomo Tweet smiled. Of course it's the spirit crystals. I heard that because you are an E-rank spirit beast, you can only collect low-grade ones. Last time you helped me so skillfully, you were not inferior to B rank at all. As long as you practice well, you will definitely achieve success. Lam Yuyan shook his head, his voice resolute. Thank you for your concern, but I cannot accept your spirit crystals. Tomo Tweet frowned, unwilling to give up. I heard that the difficulty of spirit training is not trivial. Even B rank can fail. I alone wouldn't use that much. You take it back to absorb, it will be very beneficial for spirit training. He still refused. She then asked, You give me the spirit crystals. Aren't you worried that you won't pass spirit training? She confidently replied, You underestimate me. I am an S-rank 9-tailed snow fox spirit. Even without using spirit crystals, I can still pass spirit training. Lam Yuyan smiled slightly, his eyes flashing with challenge. How about this, although I can't tell you the reason, I guarantee that I can pass spirit training this time. If you can also pass the test, I will accept your kind offer. How about that? Tomo Tweet nodded excitedly. Are you serious? Then we have made a promise. He nodded. Of course it's true. Yes, but if you specially keep it for me without passing, then the loss is greater than the gain. So you still have to prepare well. She smiled brightly. Yes, Lam Yuyan must be thinking when the day of spirit training comes, she will be scared by my strength. Xiao Halong teased, Hey, that girl really cares about you. Lam Yuyan glared, Stop talking nonsense, take me to the spirit hall for official business. Xiao Halong laughed loudly. This person changes face faster than flipping a book. It explained, the spirit hall is a place dedicated to serving spirit masters, only open to spirit masters, and is where your spirit training assessment will take place later. Lam Yuyan nodded, his gaze sharp. Yes, let's go to exchange spirit crystals first. Exchange it for low-grade spirit crystals? No way are you okay dumping high-grade spirit crystals like trash.
Mom?
100 crystallized items but requires 500 in processing fees. Lam Yuyan smirked. Okay, people won't think we're crazy, right? Little Black Dragon laughed. Genius and madness are just a step apart. In an abandoned warehouse, Lam Yuyan stood in the silent space, his body resonating with the giant black lizard, a B-grade innate talent, a 7th star battle beast level. He stood 3.1 meters tall, weighed 540 kilos with attack methods of clawing, biting, and brilliant white-hot skills. He felt the power surging. An announcement rang out. You have successfully absorbed the radiation core, gaining 1,000 evolution points. Little Black Dragon explained, A chicken only has 5 points, but absorbing a crystal core of an elite beast has already given 1,000 evolution points. These 100 cores equal 100,000 evolution points. Lam Yuyan nodded, his gaze sharp. Each level from low to high has 19 stars. Now I am a 7th star beast at the king level, lord level. Even after absorbing all the crystals of the beast soul at the beast king level and the beast general level, for me beast training has no more difficulties. 7 days later at the beast soul hall, a tense atmosphere envelops. It's so tense, I've absorbed all the beast soul crystals given by the school, and I've only reached the 4-star battle beast. Beast training, I don't know if I can get through. A nearby student overhears exclaiming in amazement, Wow, your school has already given you a 4-star battle beast, so you must be at least a B-level talent, right? Tomo Tweet shakes her head, her voice full of determination. I am an S-level talent. It hasn't been easy to reach the 2-star battle beast. Definitely shouldn't be a spirit then. The crowd buzzes. Today, our school has two S-level talents. The Bone Dragon King of Vuong Mak Huyen and the Nine-Tailed Snow Fox of Tumo Tweetright. I wonder what level they are at now. A mocking voice calls out to Lam Yuyan, "Hey you, the beast soul crystal that teacher Trong Wit gave you, does it help that little black lizard of yours reach a one-star battle beast?" Vuong Mak Huyen steps forward, his gaze arrogant. "How prepared are you? My beast soul has the power of a peak 8-star battle beast. For me, beast training is as easy as turning my hand." He sneers, provoking, "I'm not asking you this. I'm asking if you're ready to eat a sack of elite beast soul crystals or not." Lam Yuyan smirks, her eyes cold as ice. Is Lam Yuyan going crazy? Vuong Mak Huyen is an 8-star battle beast. This guy in just 7 days has amazed everyone. Teacher Nguyet announces loudly, her voice echoing throughout the beast soul hall. "Students, please pay attention. The beast training assessment is about to begin. Please bring your ID and exam card and enter the examination room in order." The students buzz, the tense atmosphere enveloping them. Lam Yuyan waits until the beast training is over to find you to settle the score. O Tan Ba Beast Soul Hall Area 95.821 candidate Lam Yuyan, prepare for assessment. You awaken with E-level talent. Good luck. He chuckles lightly, his tone sarcastic. "Unfortunately, you won't pass this assessment." Lam Yuyan does not respond, only nods slightly to thank the teacher. He steps into the combat simulation chamber. As the countdown rings, 4, 3, 2, 1, his spirit consciousness sinks deep into the subconscious. Opening his eyes, Lam Yuyan finds himself standing in the middle of a barren desert, with no trees offering no terrain advantage to exploit. In the distance, a huge shadow appears, a 3-star battle beast wild wolf, the first enemy of the beast training assessment. The monster growls, charging straight at him. Little Black Dragon worried in his mind, is this all the skill he has? Still lacking a lot. The kid is standing in front of danger like this. Aren't you going to merge with the soul beast? Lam Yuyan smirked, his eyes sharp. Dealing with a beast of this level does not require merging with the soul beast at all. Just take this opportunity to relax your muscles properly. The little Black Dragon exclaimed in surprise. Huh? This kid actually passed the first trial already? With the experienced skills from his past life, Lam Yuyan unleashed a series of sharp strikes, effortlessly dealing with the combat beasts in the secret realm without the need for soul beast power. An examiner outside the testing field gaped. "Hey, come over here and see!" Another person shouted. "What's going on? Damn, what kind of situation is this?" This guy actually killed a 3-star combat beast wolf without borrowing the power of the soul beast. The more he fought, the more fierce he became. Lam Yuyan was like a whirlwind, taking down almost all the combat beasts in the secret realm. Another examiner muttered, "This kid is like a monster." Under the circumstance of not merging with the soul beast and defeating 3-star combat beast wolves, this has never been seen before. Someone else interjected. "Earlier you mentioned, does what he did count as breaking the rules?" Ultimately, the purpose of the practical test is to assess the strength of the soul beast, but he didn't merge with the soul beast at all. The other person shook his head, his voice hesitant. Hard to believe. It does seem a bit against the rules, but it doesn't count as breaking them. The examiners whispered among themselves, their eyes glued to the testing screen. The key point is still whether he can pass the third trial. If he doesn't pass the third trial, it doesn't count as completing the beast training. Another person nodded. That's true. The previous 2 rounds were just to help the candidates adapt to the pace of real combat. The third round is what truly defines the boundaries. One examiner sighed. In a situation where he doesn't borrow the power of the soul beast passing, the third round is nearly impossible, even though his displayed strength isn't bad. It can't be done either. Another person shook his head regretfully. Unfortunately, the soul beast talent of this kid is only at level E. If the soul beast were a bit stronger, his future would definitely be boundless. The little Black Dragon. Chen excitedly chimed in, "Don't be careless. This is just the appetizer. The real beast training has just begun." In front of Lam Yuyan, a gigantic alpha wolf appeared, its eyes glowing red, a 6-star wild wolf beast. To defeat a beast of this level, the requirements for soul beast talent are extremely strict. No wonder it is said that only geniuses with A-level or higher soul beasts are qualified to pass the first year's beast training. Lam Yuyan smirked, his eyes blazing. "It's time for me to show my true strength." He immediately merged with the soul beast, and a gigantic black lizard appeared in its mature state with S-level talent, a 3-star beast commander standing at 10 mil tall and weighing 3 to 540 kilos, with attack methods of clawing, biting, and a brilliant white-hot light skill. Lam Yuan seemed to transform into a combat machine. An announcement rang out he had successfully broken through the beast rank, reaching a higher realm, entering a new beginning. Little Black Dragon exclaimed, "What about the weakest lizard soul? Even a lizard can transform into a dinosaur." The judges outside the exam room were stunned. One person shouted, "What did he misread that? This kid's rank is really E." Another judge roared, "I am not blind. If you don't believe it, come see the information on his exam card. It says E." The other person mumbled, his voice trembling. "So what is going on here? Such a giant beast must at least be at the commander level. This is too terrifying." The atmosphere in the Beast Soul Hall was boiling, and the judges whispered to each other. Just a few days since awakening the Beast Soul, he already possesses the strength of a commander level. Debach. Even an S-rank innate talent would find it difficult to achieve. Only SS or even SSS ranks could possibly reach it. Suddenly, a 6th-star Wild Wolf King charged to attack Lam Yuan with a sharp strike. He immediately killed the beast, horrifying the judges watching through the secret realm. One person shouted he killed a 6th-star beast. Then another judge hurriedly said, "You continue recording his data here. I will report the situation to the chief examiner." The other person nodded, his voice full of excitement. "You hurry this time. Our Genhai city has finally produced a genius that will astonish the world." In front of Lam Yuan, the 4th trial was still a wild wolf. He frowned and muttered, "The difficulty of the beast training is a bit disappointing. The previous 3 gates were just to meet the standard of passing the beast training. Continuing the challenge is the only way to achieve better results, as many prestigious schools only accept beast soul masters based on beast training results." He faced the 6th-star Wild Wolf King and 10 3rd-star Wild Wolves. Lam Yuan smirked. "These things are basically not a challenge for me." With lightning speed, he unleashed a series of powerful blows, easily crushing all the wolves in the examination. "I don't know how many levels this beast training has." Just then, a judge hurried over, voice anxious. "What happened? You came to find me in such a hurry." The other person replied, "Don't you know that during the assessment, the judges are not allowed to leave the examination area without permission?" The judge just arrived, panting. "The chief examiner, Zhao Shanhei Zhao Keguan, is like this. There is a candidate showing unusual performance, so I wanted to invite you to take a look." Zhao Shanhei frowned. "What's unusual?" "It's just that his talent level and his displayed strength are inconsistent." The other person nodded. "So what's unusual about that?" The atmosphere in the Beast Soul examination room became lively. A judge shook his head, voice filled with doubt. "Many people during the practical assessment perform beyond the normal level. Level B can even exceed the performance of level A. It's really making a mountain out of a molehill, but he is a level E talent." Another person interjected, voice sarcastic. "This kind of talent level dares to participate in beast training. This kid has some real courage." And the judge beside laughed derisively, Brother Koi Chien. "The dragon back called me here just because of a candidate awakening a level E beast soul." Zhao Shanhe, the chief examiner, frowned. "Zhao Keguan, first you check this kid's practical assessment screen, then conclude. Can a level E beast soul master really pass the beast training?" But when Zhao Shanhe's gaze was fixed on the screen, he was stunned, mouth agape. "Are you sure this is a level E beast soul?" The other person nodded, voice excited. "Now you must understand why I hurried here, right? From my observation, this kid must at least possess level beast commander strength, and currently he has challenged to the 10th level of the beast training assessment. Level 10 is the final level with extremely high difficulty. 10 wild wolves all possess level 7 beast strength. If this kid can really pass the 10th level, it is enough to prove he possesses level beast commander strength." Another judge added, "Not just that he will also become the target of competition among famous schools." The judges were abuzz. Those who can pass 10 rounds of the beast training assessment are all exceptional geniuses without exception. If nothing unexpected happens, the future achievement of this kid must at least be a level Lord Beast Soul Master, or even have hopes of becoming level Savage. Zhao Shanhe raised his hand, voice steady. "All right, first don't talk so much. Whether this kid can pass the 10th level is still uncertain. In the secret testing realm, Lam Wein stood firm, his gaze sharp. He muttered, I thought the final round of the beast training assessment would feature a level beast commander beast. Unexpectedly, it's just 10 wild wolf kings. He curled his lips, voice full of disdain. Trash is just trash. Even if there are many, it's just a bunch of trash gathered together. With agility like a whirlwind, Lam Wein unleashed a series of powerful attacks ready to face the final challenge. In the secret realm's screen, all eyes were on Lam Wein, astonished by his beast transformation form. A judge exclaimed, the defense is terrifying, yet it can directly counter the attack of the ferocious beast. The burst force speed is all perfect. Another voice laughed incredulously. Damn, if this is an E-level talent, I might as well go commit suicide right now. The remaining 6 wolf kings growled and charged, but Lam Wein smirked, her gaze icy. There are 6 more then. Let's use white-hot light and wipe all of them out in one shot. A brilliant white light exploded, incinerating an entire mountain. The terrifying wolves turned to ashes in the blink of an eye. A judge gaped, what power is this? What skill is it really? The system's announcement sounded, Lam Wein, you have successfully passed all the assessments of beast training. He smiled and murmured, the difficulty of the beast training assessment is even simpler than I imagined. However, since I have completely passed it, proves that I have achieved decent results in the assessment. He thought about how shocked people would be when the results were announced. After all, even the S-level King Mo Huiyan absolutely could not pass the beast training assessment. He clenched his fist, determined, I must seize this opportunity for the major schools to see that even an E-level beast soul can possess extremely strong power. The assessment ended, and Lam Wein returned to reality. The Beast Soul Hall was immersed in silence. An 18-year-old student who had just awakened their beast soul for less than 2 weeks had already achieved the strength of a 3-star beast general with a talent so monstrous it was terrifying. She congratulated him, you have successfully passed all the trials of beast training. Do you know what this means? Lam Wein frowned. It means that my results are not bad. She laughed heartily. Not just not bad. The strength and talent you are showing. I believe that even the Great Beast Academy, or the Great Beast Magus, will compete for you. He nodded curiously. So when will the results be announced? She replied, if nothing unexpected happens this afternoon, the results will be officially announced. The judges in the monitoring room looked at Lam Wein, their eyes filled with admiration. One person whispered, he's too calm. If it were another contestant, they would have been excited like crazy by now. Lam Wein lowered her head, her voice calm. Thank you, 3 judges. If there's nothing else, I would like to excuse myself. Trio Sunha raised his hand to stop her. Wait a moment. Let me say something. He frowned. Is there something else? He spoke sternly. Why is your talent level only E? It was a mistake during the awakening of the beast soul. If there is any issue, you can report it to me. I will help you resolve it. Lam Wein shook her head, her voice gentle but firm. Without your just awakened beast soul, it is indeed very weak. Being classified as E-level talent is not wrong at all. Sorry to trouble the judges. Tru Sun Ha frowned, turning to another judge, Chief Judge. Do you think this kid is for real? His performance does not seem like he is lying, but it surprises me. Another judge nodded. That is the nature of this kid after achieving astounding results. He is not arrogant, truly. A rare quality. With his talent combined with such a personality, it seems that in the future there will be another soul master with extremely strong power. As soon as she stepped out of the backstage, Tomo Tweet ran over a bright smile on Lam Wein's face. I'm here, of course I've passed, and my results are not bad, right? Passed to which round the 9th, Tomo, that's really not bad. Lam Wein thought to herself, she actually made it to the 9th round, it seems. Tomo Tweet's strength has improved much more than she imagined. He realized she wanted to ask about his results, but was shy and didn't know how to start. After all, under normal circumstances, an E-level soul beast would have a hard time passing even the first round. Tomo Tweet laughed loudly, took his hand and said, come on. It's not easy to just finish the exam. Don't dwell on the results anymore. I'll treat you to a meal to celebrate you passing the 9th level. Do you want to eat a big bowl of malatang? Then let's go to the restaurant you took me to last time. I've been craving it for a long time. He frowned. That restaurant is a bit far. We might miss the announcement of the results. She shrugged carefree. Why worry anyway? The results have already been decided. The announcement is just for ranking. Tomo Tweet pulled Lum Ween's hand excitedly, said, Anyway, if nothing unexpected happens, no one should be able to surpass my results. She urged, hurry up, I'm really hungry. He laughed and replied, I know it's exactly 1 p.m. at the Soul Beast Square. The crowd pushed and shuffled. A surprised voice rang out. Get out of the way, everyone. Who the hell is this guy? Another student replied. That's Vung Mak Huyen from Nyat Trung Chan Hai, a soul master of S-level talent. In this soul training assessment, he passed the 7th round with results equal to last year's top scholar. But another person exclaimed, Is he that strong? That Vung Mak Huyen must be this year's top scholar of Chan Hai City. An S-level soul master is indeed terrifying. This result could easily get into any top schools like Dai Yen Kin or Dai Mado. Vung Mak Huyen stood among the crowd, his gaze arrogant and self-satisfied, saying, Outstanding people like me naturally attract attention wherever they go. And for this assessment, I made enough preparations, especially asking my mother to spend a lot of money to buy soul spirit pills to maximize my potential in a short time. A follower interjected mockingly, Right, why don't we see that Lum Uyen guy? Another one sneered, Do I even have to ask? He must be hiding somewhere. That E-grade talent of his dared to bet against the boss, truly. A case of throwing eggs at stones really opened my eyes. I could die laughing. He continued, If it were me, I wouldn't dare to say another word. I would have already found a hole to hide in. Another guy chimed in, I thought there would be a show to watch. Who knew this kid would directly avoid showing up? Really a coward. King Mak Huyen smirked. Well, then if that guy doesn't want to show up, let him be a turtle for life. Just then, King Mak Huyen's gaze swept through the crowd, suddenly spotting Lam Uyen and Tomo Tuyet happily joking around. She excitedly said, I told you that Malatang shop is very far, yet you insisted on going. Lam Uyen chuckled lightly. It's okay. Isn't it time to announce the results? Tomo Tweet winked, Hey, I ate too much of it. King Mak Huyen clenched his fist, his eyes blazing. I didn't expect Lam Uyen to be so composed. He roared, Lam Uyen, this useless person actually dared to appear at the same time as Tomo Tweet in front of me. He stepped forward, his voice full of provocation. Isn't this Lam Uyen? Looking at your relaxed demeanor, it seems your beast training results are not bad, huh? Lam Uyen shrugged, his tone calm. It's all right, at least I'm quite satisfied. King Mak Huyen scoffed. Quite satisfied you're being too modest. Surely it wasn't easy to pass the first round, right? One of the followers chimed in, his tone sarcastic. Isn't the first round just about having arms and legs? Could it be that someone couldn't get through? No way, right? Ha ha ha. Another person interjected. You guys stop embarrassing yourselves. An E-grade beast soul daring to participate in the assessment is already not bad. King Mak Huyen smirked, his gaze sharp. Lam Uyen, remember the bet from that day? If you hadn't mentioned it, I would have forgotten. Since you've brought it up, are you ready to lose to me yet? I haven't lost, Lam Uyen replied coldly. Lose to me? How could I lose to a useless person like you? Just then the crowd buzzed as the results board was set up. King Mak Huyen held his head high, listing and announcing the assessment results. Go quickly to check the rankings. No one is in first place. This year's top scholar must belong to me. But when he looked at the ranking board, he was stunned. Third place, King Mak Huyen. Why am I only in third place? Could there really be 2 people ranked above me? He glanced down, his voice trembling. Second place, Tomo Tuyet, ranked 2, and it's actually Tomo Tichi managed to pass the 9th beast trial. He murmured in disbelief. I can't believe Tomo Tweet's talent is even above mine. No, that's not right. If Tomo Tweet passed the 9 rounds of the beast trials and is only ranked 2nd, then who is the first on the leaderboard? And when his gaze landed on the first-ranked name, how could Lum Uyen's final result in the 10th round of the beast trials rely only on an E-rank beast spirit? How could they pass all 10 rounds of the beast trials? The crowd erupted as students shouted, Who exactly is this Lum Uyen that is so strong? How could he pass all 10 rounds of the beast trials? The beast trials only have 10 rounds, right? Another person exclaimed in astonishment, Oh my God, that means he directly passed the gate. I also don't know what beast spirit Ton Daithun awakened to have such strength. In the lively hall, whispers rose like waves crashing. Lum Win, a seemingly nameless person, unexpectedly became the center of attention by passing 10 rounds of harsh trials, defeating both Tomo Tweet with her renowned S-rank beast spirit and Vumak Huyen, who was arrogant. Tomo Tweet's achievement of conquering 9 rounds of trials made the crowd admire her, but they still had to bow down to Lum Win's miracle. To be fair, Tomo Tweet's achievement is also formidable, passing 9 rounds of trials, but unfortunately she had to face this monster. One person whispered, their eyes full of astonishment. Vumak Huyen, who had boasted loudly before the announcement, now looked pale, pushed down to 3rd place. "I said the one who is embarrassed is Vumak Huyen," a mocking voice rang out from the crowd. The atmosphere became even livelier as the previous bets were mentioned. "I say now that you've lost, shouldn't you fulfill the bet? A bag of crystallized items over there. Do you want to eat it like that, or would you like to add some seasoning?" A smug person teased. The whole hall erupted. All eyes turned to Lum Uyen, who was at the top of the rankings. Lum Win's rank is even above mine. No wonder when I mentioned Long Win there was hardly any surprise. A contestant. But then the whispers turned to doubt. How could a person with an E-rank beast spirit who is considered useless pass all 10 rounds of trials? Vumak Huyen could not contain his anger, pointing directly at Lum Win and saying, "What's the problem? How did he do it? It can't just be based on your useless E-rank talent. How could you achieve such results? You must have cheated." The crowd immediately buzzed. "Isn't that Vumak Huyen? He means Lum Uyen ranked first cheated." Someone asked in surprise, "Is it real or fake cheating? Can the beast trials be cheated?" Another voice chimed in. The suspicion spread, followed by murmurs. "What the first place is due to cheating? Isn't that Tomo Tweet?" A confused person. Tomo Tweet stood quietly in the corner. Her sharp gaze responded with a proud voice. "Do you really think I need to cheat to win against you?" "Yes." Vumak Huyen refused to back down, roaring, "You say you didn't cheat. Then tell me, with just that E-level beast soul of yours, how could you possibly pass the 10 rounds of beast training?" The crowd held its breath, waiting for an answer, the murmurs growing louder. "Isn't the E-level beast soul the most troublesome kind of beast soul?" One person exclaimed, "Wow, how did he pass all 10 rounds of the trials? Surely it can't be cheating, right?" Another added. But then a calm voice rose, shattering the doubts. "No way, it's all simulated combat. All unrelated gear is not allowed. How could there be cheating?" The statement was like a fatal blow that left Vumak Huyen speechless. "Oh, ho, ho," got called out. A spectator laughed loudly. Finally, a sober voice concluded, "Who says an E-level beast soul can't pass higher-level beast training? The handbook doesn't seem to have this rule." The atmosphere in the hall suddenly tensed like a taut string as Vumak Huyen's face turned red with anger, pointing directly at Lum Uyen, his voice filled with outrage. "Long Uyen, don't you get smug. I must invite the Beast Soul Hall to publicly adjudicate your despicable methods in front of everyone." The crowd immediately buzzed, the whispers spreading like waves. It's not unusual to adjudicate the results of assessments, but requesting an investigation due to someone else's results is indeed rare. A person standing nearby, eyes sparkling with interest, spoke up. "If a contestant has any questions about their assessment results, they can invite the Beast Soul Hall for adjudication, but adjudicating based on someone else's results is indeed very rare." Lum Uyen stood silently amidst the doubts, slightly curling her lips in response with a calm demeanor. "If you like, do as you please, but if it is confirmed that I did not cheat, you must remember to follow through." Betting Vumak Huyen still refused to back down, roaring, "This is truly ridiculous. A person like this is actually an S-level beast soul." The surrounding discussions grew even louder, like a beehive, making the atmosphere even more chaotic. "What's wrong with you? Why is it so noisy outside the hall?" Another contestant interjected irritably. The incessant whispers had shaken the honor of the assessment. Suddenly, a powerful aura swept through like a storm, silencing the entire hall. Triu Sunha, the renowned examination hall master, stepped out with an imposing demeanor. No wonder he is a Lord-level beast soul master. His presence was like a towering mountain overshadowing all whispers. The bustling discussions had impacted the honor of the assessment. He declared, his voice booming like thunder. "The crowd couldn't help but admire. Triu Sunha is indeed a Lord-level beast soul master." The overwhelming aura was so strong that one person exclaimed in astonishment, I heard that his inner hall master Dai Dian has reached the 7-star Lord level. Wow! Among Lord level beast soul masters, he is considered a powerful existence, right? Another voice added with admiration, he is indeed the genius beast spirit master from Zhenhai City, and we have come here to serve as judges. Another person proudly added, in that atmosphere, who was it that wanted to invite the beast spirit hall to adjudicate? It's me I want to invite for adjudication. I believe that the results of contestant Lam Uyen are questionable. Awakening an E-level beast spirit and passing through 10 rounds in the beast spirit assessment is completely unreasonable. Regarding this, I want to ask the beast spirit hall for a reasonable explanation. The auditorium stirred again, and all eyes turned to Zhao Shanhei. Shanhei, the chief judge, frowned slightly, and his steady voice rang out. It really is too coincidental. When contestant Lam Uyen was undergoing the beast training assessment, I happened to be on site as well. I can say that I observed everything and did not detect anything unusual. This means you are suspecting that I helped him cheat. The atmosphere became tense, and Vu Mak Huyen quickly shook his head, his voice trembling. After Judge Zhao is the pride of Zhenhai City, we certainly do not suspect you. But the lizard beast spirit that contestant Lam Uyen awakened is rated as an E-level talent. The auditorium suddenly buzzed like boiling water. Whispers erupted like waves when the story revolved around Lam Uyen's E-level talent. Everyone knows that E-level beast spirits are considered inferior, so how could someone like Lam Uyen pass through 10 rounds of rigorous assessments? Vu Mak Huyen, with a sharp gaze, continued to attack. I believe everyone here knows exactly what E-level talent is all about. Lam Uyen only possesses an E-level beast spirit. How did he manage to pass through 10 rounds of assessments? He paused, his tone challenging. Therefore, I believe the judges should at least provide the battle records of contestant Lam Uyen, as that would convince everyone. The crowd immediately responded, the noise rising as if to drown out the space. Exactly. We are also very curious why he was able to do that. A group of contestants chimed in unison, their eyes sparkling with suspicion mixed with curiosity. Zhao Xuanhe, the chief judge, stood firmly amidst the chaotic line, frowning slightly, his voice as solid as stone. I apologize, but I cannot fulfill this request. According to the regulations of the Beast Spirit Hall, under normal circumstances, judges are not allowed to disclose contestant information. The atmosphere suddenly became more tense as Vu Mak Huyen, with a cold smile, immediately proposed another suggestion, his tone full of calculation. If we cannot provide the battle records, then to verify whether Lam Uyen's results are real or fake, we can only use another method. He pointed directly at Lam Uyen, declaring, You say it is to have Lam Uyen and me fight a match. If he can win, it would naturally prove that his results are without issue. But if he loses, it would be enough to prove that his results were indeed obtained through cheating. The whispers rose again like flames fanned by the wind. Vu Mak Huyen is clearly trying to slap Lam Uyen in the face, and he is just too despicable. One person whispered in a furious tone, deciding that this was to embarrass him in front of everyone. Another person added, in their eyes gleaming with the thrill of a show. A contestant nearby muttered with a sarcastic tone, It's fine. The intention of this kid is quite clear. He wants to find an opportunity to beat you and then prove that a waste like you is nothing in front of everyone. This is quite satisfying. Well then, settling new grudges with old ones all at once. A steady voice echoed. Judge Zhao challenged another person. This surely shouldn't be within the restrictions of the Spirit Beast Academy, right? He turned to the crowd for confirmation. Of course it is, but he must also ask for the opinion of the concerned party. His gaze landed on Lam Uyen as if waiting for an answer. The entire auditorium held its breath, eyes focused on Lam Uyen, who stood at the brink of provocation. Will Lam Uyen choose to accept the challenge from King Mak Huyen? The atmosphere in the auditorium seemed to freeze tension, suffocating. The situation had gone beyond Lam Uyen's control, as everyone's gaze was fixed on him, waiting for a decision. At this point, this matter was no longer under Lam Uyen's control. A voice rang out with satisfaction. King Mak Huyen, with a cold smile, stepped forward, eyes sharp as a knife. Lam Uyen, if you refuse the challenge, of course, everyone will see you as a cheater. He paused, his tone full of challenge. Uyen bro, do you dare to fight? If you're not sure, you can choose not to engage. The crowd held its breath, whispers spreading like wind sweeping through a field. Someone has come here to cause trouble with you. Enduring is useless. You can only beat him to a pulp to make him learn to fear. Lam Wein stood at the edge of pressure, slightly curling his lips, eyes flashing with determination. I accept this match. The auditorium erupted with cheers that echoed like thunder. Yet he chose to fight one person, exclaimed in astonishment. Class Spirit Beast against E-Class Spirit Beast. This has never happened in the history of spirit training assessments. Another voice interjected with doubt. But with such a large gap in levels, Lam Uyen will be crushed alone. A worried contestant, however, another with a contemplative expression, retorted, but Lam Uyen was the first to pass the 10 rounds of spirit training assessments in Zhenhai City. The outcome is still very uncertain. Amidst the discussions, a calm voice rose to ease the atmosphere. To be honest, I think this match is unnecessary. You guys, one ranked first, one ranked third, are both the pride of Zhenhai City. There's no need to risk your lives over trivial matters. Zhao Xuanha, the head examiner, also spoke, his voice deep but powerful. I have said I can guarantee that he did not cheat during the entire assessment process. But Vu Mo Huan's face, flushed with anger, refused to back down. He gritted his teeth, his eyes burning with rage. Why does everyone keep speaking up for Lam Uyen? What is so special about this kid that they are biased towards him? He turned and pointed directly at Lam Uyen and said, if he didn't cheat, then let's have a match. Yes, Examiner Zhao still hopes you can come to witness this match. I will show you how I can tear this brat into pieces. Later, Zhao Xuanha frowned slightly, but eventually nodded, his voice calm as a still lake. If that's the case, then you two decide a match at the battle arena in the Spirit Beast Hall. Those who want to watch can also come in. He glanced at both of them, declaring, inside the battle arena of the Spirit Beast Hall. If both sides are ready, then you can start the duel now. The Great Battle. Arena of the Spirit Beast Hall suddenly filled with a tense atmosphere, everyone's gaze focused on the two opponents. Zhao Xuanha, with an imposing presence, like a mountain, stepped up, his voice deep and thunderous. Before that, I would like to clarify the rules. This match is merely a contest. You can use all your strength but must not endanger lives. As soon as one side concedes, the duel ends. During the duel, borrowing assistance from any external objects is prohibited. If you violate the rules, it means you will be declared the loser. Do you understand? Both sides nodded. Vu Mo Huan gritted his teeth, his gaze sharp. Clearly, Zhao Xuanha raised his hand to declare firmly, all right then. I declare the duel officially begins. The atmosphere erupted as Vu Mo Huan, with a sinister smile, pointed directly at Lam Uyen. You must remember, everything that happens today is your own doing. He paused, his tone full of sarcasm. I just didn't expect that you would go to such lengths just to avoid paying a debt. Directly asking for forgiveness, I could also consider sparing you a grand feast. After all, feeding you feels like a waste to me. Lam Uyen stood calmly in the arena, slightly curling his lips in response with a tranquil demeanor. You're seeking death. Vu Mo Huan immediately acted his level S spirit beast, merging in the blink of an eye. A terrifying move was unleashed right from the start. The name Vu Mac Huyen immediately used an S-level spirit beast fusion, using a big move as soon as he entered the arena. This seems intense, right, everyone? One viewer shouted, eyes shining brightly. A giant skull lizard appeared at least 5 meters tall, exuding an overwhelming aura. The monstrous beast is terrifying. This skull lizard must be at least 5 meters tall, right? Another voice exclaimed, this is indeed an S-level spirit beast. As expected, it's a natural talent visible to the naked eye. Another person admired, no wonder he's a third-tier genius. His strength is indeed impressive. Vu Mac Huyen rushed in like a storm, but Lam Uyen skillfully dodged without retaliating. The crowd buzzed, whispers rising like waves crashing. He rushed to attack, but Uyen only needed to dodge, not retaliate. One person was surprised. That useless guy of yours, is he even afraid to fuse with a spirit beast? A mocking voice rang out from the crowd. Is it true? He doesn't fuse with the spirit beast. An E-level spirit beast can overpower 2 S-level spirit beasts. Isn't that really cheating? Another person doubted. Everyone's gaze shifted to Lam Uyen, where his small E-level lizard spirit beast had not yet been summoned. Lam Uyen's beast was just a small E-level lizard, although it was unclear why he passed the 10-round beast training exam. But what if Vumak Huyen dared to endanger Lam Huyen's life? One worried person whispered, "If Triu Son Ha doesn't take action, then I will." A voice, though knowing he couldn't hear, reassured, "Don't worry, Lam Huyen won't lose to this kind." Amidst the chatter, Lam Huyen suddenly raised his head, his eyes flashing with determination. He smiled, his voice calm but powerful. "If you're so eager for me to fuse with a spirit beast, then I will satisfy you." Vumak Huyen, who was feeling smug, suddenly froze while the crowd held their breath waiting for the next moment. All right, the grand spirit beast battle arena suddenly shook as Lam Huyen, with the momentum of a blazing fire, activated the spirit beast fusion. A gigantic figure resembling a powerful Godzilla appeared before the astonished eyes of all students and spectators. "Here, what the hell is it, a spirit beast or not? Is it a crazy green bean or what?" One person shouted, voice trembling in shock. "No way, how can an E-level spirit beast grow so quickly?" Another person exclaimed, eyes wide as they looked at Lam Huyen's gigantic lizard showing no signs of weakness. "So what if it's an E-level spirit beast? Who says an E-level spirit beast must be weaker than an S-level spirit beast?" A challenging voice rang out from the crowd. The dancers stomped down in shock, intending to crush the opponent. "If that kick had hit, I might not die, but would certainly be crippled." A spectator whispered, heart racing. No, judging by the power of that kick, Lam Huyen must at least possess general-level strength. But how could he have obtained general-level strength in just a few short days? Another person analyzed, voice filled with doubt. Lam Huyen did not stop. He rushed forward, his movement as fast as the wind, causing Vumak Huyen to not have time to prepare with empty hands. "Oh no, can't dodge!" a spectator shouted, eyes wide open. King Mak Huyen, with a twisted face, roared angrily, Yeah, I am the S-level skull lizard. How can I lose to your E-level trash?" But Lam Huyen was unyielding, using sharp claws to tightly grip the opponent's tail, his voice cold. "I really didn't expect it, yet you still dared to fight back." King Mak Huyen struggled and yelled, "Damn it, what do you want to do?" Lam Huyen just smiled faintly and replied, "What do you think I want?" In an instant, Lam Huyen lifted King Mak Huyen up, swinging him left and right as if playing with a toy. Receiving this, the entire auditorium was stunned to witness the proud S-level beast spirit King Mak Huyen being ruthlessly suppressed. Yet he was unilaterally suppressing the S-level king. "Mak Huyen, is this really the true strength of Lam Huyen?" one person exclaimed in shock. "So it turns out it wasn't teacher Triu Son Ha favoring Lam Huyen, but protecting King Mak Huyen." The voice full of astonishment, although he had known for a long time that Lam Huyen couldn't be weak, but an E-level beast spirit being this strong was still shocking. Another muttered, eyes not leaving the fighting stage. King Mak Huyen was now exhausted, still screaming in despair. "Impossible, I am an S-level beast. Spirit, how can I lose to an E-level beast spirit?" But Lam Huyen, with a cold gaze without hesitation, delivered a final blow that broke the opponent's tail. "You have lost!" he declared, his voice echoing like thunder, causing the entire fighting arena to fall silent. Huyen bro did not hesitate to break his tail. A spectator exclaimed, voice mixed with amazement and admiration. Even with his tail broken, King Mak Huyen still refused to yield, his eyes blazing with a mad fire. "Who said I lost to him?" Smirking in a disheveled state, he suddenly pulled out a pill from his mouth and swallowed it immediately. 2,000,000. Son Ha on the observation stage squinted, realizing that Triu Son Ha seemed to know something. He just took the blood explosion pill. The crowd buzzed. A knowledgeable person spoke up. "This can greatly increase levels in a short time, predicting his strength will rise from 8-star Beast Warrior to 3-star Beast General Peak." But another worried voice interjected. "But the strong medicine must be absorbed for a long enough time. The after effects of taking the medicine require a month to recover." "I am a female roaring indeed, a madman who doesn't mind breaking the rules to defeat you, just a clown." But Triu Son Ha, with an imposing presence like a mountain, immediately shouted, his voice echoing over the fighting arena. "Vumak Huyen, you have violated the rules and have lost. Stop." He looked at Vumak Huyen with a cold gaze. Vumak Huyen is even more useless than I imagined. But Vumak Huyen, like a beast cornered, disregarded the ban and rushed forward, eyes red with rage, shouting, "You must die." Even with the strength stimulated by the blood explosion pill stronger than ever, he still sensed the frightening calmness from Lam Huyen. Why is he so relaxed? Clearly my strength now is stronger than his, but he gritted his teeth, feeling the surge of despair, yet I have no way back now. Lam Uyen go die for me. Just then Lam Uyen, with a gaze as cold as ice, activated the great tide, and atom breath terrifyingly erupted like death sweeping everything away. What kind of energy is this? Vu Mak Huyen screamed in panic but couldn't resist in time. The lightning strike was unleashed and the reptilian soul, his skull, disintegrated instantly. Oh, Vu! Mak Huyen coughed up blood, collapsed his body, trembling before the overwhelming power. Huyen used the atomic breath, his deathly ultimate move, to end the match with one strike. An audience member shouted, voice full of horror, "He has absolutely no power to resist a complete defeat." Another person added, eyes wide in disbelief at the incredible scene. Then Trio Sun Ha stepped up, voice deep like thunder, announcing, "I declare this match a victory for Lam Uyen, and Vu Mak Huyen used invalid drugs during the fight, forcibly enhancing his own strength." He scanned the crowd, eyes sharp. "Now, regarding the performance of contestant Lam Uyen, does anyone have any objections?" The auditorium fell into silence, only whispers echoed, "So terrifying." The grand battle at the Soul Beast Arena still reverberated with the aftermath of the horrifying fight. King Mak Huyen, despite desperately using the Blood Fury pill, still couldn't reach Lam Uyen. The auditorium was boiling, eyes focused on the victor with a mix of admiration and astonishment. King Mak Huyen couldn't defeat Lam Uyen even using drugs. "Lam Uyen is too strong," someone shouted excitedly. "Who is the blind fool who recorded his talent as E-level Soul Beast?" Another audience member mumbled, voice mixed with doubt and admiration. "Then have you ever seen an E-level take down an S-level?" Another person interjected, eyes wide, looking at Lam Uyen. Meanwhile, King Mak Huyen, who had just suffered a crushing defeat, was taken away in a miserable state. "Take him to the infirmary. His injuries are not life-threatening, but the side effects after using the Blood Fury pill are enough to keep him in bed for months." A judge ordered, voice deep but serious. Someone nearby shook their head in frustration. "Yes, that's right. Surely no major school would dare to accept him now. It's just that this kid reaped what he sowed." After greeting Trio Sun Ha, the chief judge approached Lam Uyen, eyes gleaming with appreciation. "Congratulations, you have won this match," he said in a warm tone. Lam Uyen, despite just going through a tense battle, still smiled back. "Thank you, teacher." Trio Sun Ha slightly smiled, voice teasing, "Thank me for what?" Lam Uyen confidently replied without hesitation, "Of course, thank you for giving me a chance to fight him. With Trio Sun Ha's strength, he would definitely have been able to stop me, but he didn't." Unexpectedly, Trio Sun Ha burst out laughing, eyes flashing with a glimmer of brilliance. "Kid, in fact, I am not only the chief examiner, but also the enrollment teacher of the Mado Tu Dai. Do you want to go with me?" Huh. The auditorium buzzed, whispers rising like waves. Mado Tu Dai is a prestigious Beastmaster Academy on par with Yenking Tu Dai. These two Beastmaster Academies are both top institutions among the famous schools. Those who can enter these two schools are the geniuses of geniuses, one person explained with admiration. Lam Uyen stood still, slightly frowning, her tone carrying a hint of challenge. "Teacher Triu Trung, the recruiters have not shown any sincerity at all. After all, I am the top scholar of Genhai City." The crowd couldn't help but laugh at his boldness. Is this kid really an ordinary person? So in the face of the Mado 2 situation, what benefits will the school provide? An audience member murmured, both amused and impressed. Lam Uyen remained undaunted, continuing, "Teacher Trio can't Mado 2 Dai be a top academy without offering some conditions." The atmosphere in the auditorium suddenly heated up like a furnace as the prestigious academies began to compete for Lam Uyen. Trio Sun Ha, with a twinkle of laughter in his eyes, made an enticing offer. "Of course, it's not just that you agree to join Mado Tu Dai. I can apply for full resource support for you, including 500,000 in enrollment fees, 20 high-tier Beast Soul Crystals, and 5 Beast Spirit Pills. Additionally, there's a set of Beast God equipment for generals." He paused, his voice full of confidence. 20 high-tier Beast Soul Crystals worth 200,000 and 5 Beast Spirit Pills worth 250,000. You can take your time to calculate. Then, as if fearing Lam Uyen would change her mind, he quickly added, "The offer I made earlier was already the highest treatment I could provide. This is both my sincerity and the sincerity of Mado Tu Dai." But before he could finish, a sharp voice interrupted with dissatisfaction. "Trio Sun Ha, how shameless you are. You haven't even started recruiting yet, and you are already tempting this kid to join your Mado Tu Dai." The speaker was Trin Muk-ho, representative of Yen King Tu Dai, his gaze sharp as a knife.
Who is he to speak to Trio Sun Ha in this tone?
An audience member whispered, eyes full of curiosity. Trin Muk-ho showed no signs of backing down. Turning to Lam Wien with a proud tone, Yen King Tu Dai Trin Muk-ho, do not speak carelessly. Is it that only the best seeds can enter your Yen King Tu Dai? Get to the point, kid, don't let him fool you. Mado Tu Dai is not inferior to your Yen King Tu Dai. As long as you join Yen King Tu Dai, you will receive 500,000 in support. 40 high-tier beast soul crystals and 10 beast spirit pills made the crowd instantly buzz, discussions rising like waves. No wonder it's Yen King Tu Dai, truly impressive. One person admired this as the treatment for top-tier geniuses. Why only 2 top schools fight to recruit people, but also offer various resources for free? Another audience member excitedly said, if you can pass the 10 rounds of beast training, you can also receive such treatment. A voice interjected with admiration. Trio Sun Ha's face turned red with anger, pointing directly at Trin Muk-ho. You bastard, your family even dares to dig the wall right in front of you. Trin Muk-ho calmly responded to Trio Sun Ha. Who are you trying to scare? I fear you less than the air. Suddenly, the tense atmosphere was like a taut string. The pressure from the 2 Lord-level beast soul masters exploded, making the whole hall feel suffocating. The pressure is too strong. This is the strength of a Lord-level beast soul master, an astonished person whispered. But unexpectedly, a deep voice rang out, overshadowing the atmosphere of the great hall. Noi Hung and Kui Ho Fu are the 2. Why are you being so aggressive when you haven't even been born yet? A chubby man stepped forward, his overwhelming presence making both Trio Sun Ha and Trin Muk-ho pause. Could it be that this chubby person's strength is above the 2? Trio Sun Ha and Trin Muk-ho. An audience member muttered wide-eyed. The man laughed heartily, turning to Lam Wien. Kid, as long as you come to Thuk Suin Tu Dai, we will give you 3 million in subsidies, 50 high-grade beast soul crystals, and 10 beast spirit pills. Also, for each semester, we will continuously provide you with 20 high-grade beast soul crystals until you graduate. The hall of the Beast Soul Temple had not yet calmed down. The atmosphere was as lively as a furnace as the top academies continued to compete for Lam Wien. The man from Thuk Suin Tu Dai, with a hearty smile, spoke confidently. I am not lying to you, but we at Thuk Suin Tu Dai spare no effort in nurturing absolute talents. Another voice from Kin Hang Tu Dai interjected with excitement. Thuk Suin really has money, little Lam Wien. You might consider Kin Hang Tu Dai. We can offer comparable treatment. But it didn't stop there. The representative from Tien Nam Tu Dai also quickly joined in. Brother Lam Wien, Tien Nam Tu Dai is truly your best choice. Even someone from Hua Bak Tu Dai shouted, Come to our Hua Bak Tu Dai. We are the top 8 school ranked last year. Lam Wien stood in the eye of the storm, slightly frowning as he realized the truth behind the enthusiastic invitations. These teachers want to recruit me, but this wave is also helping me to promote their school for free. He muttered to himself, his eyes flashing with brilliance. The crowd remained noisy, the chatter like waves crashing. A voice rose, trying to drown out the chaos. Everyone please quiet down, young Lam Wien. What do you think? Lam Wien, with astonishing calmness, replied in a composed tone. Lam Wien thanks you for your kindness, but I'm very sorry. Aside from Yenkin Spirit Beast and Mado Spirit Beast joining temporarily, I will not consider other schools. The person from Thuk Suin Spirit Beast was undeterred, laughing loudly. If you, young one, have thought it through, you can always come find me. Lam Wien nodded in response. Yes, when needed, I will definitely contact teacher Trio Sun Ha. Trin Muk-ho, like 2 hungry tigers, continued to argue. Zhuang Mu-hu roared, Those 2 are like hungry tigers trying to pull Lam Wien. Lam Wien turned to both of them and firmly said, You must give me your answer before the enrollment conference begins. Yes. Trio Sun Ha laughed loudly, patting his shoulder. All right, I'll wait for your answer, kid. Think carefully. Zhuang Mu-hu, unwilling to concede, chimed in. Yes, you're trying to dig into my family's wall. No shame. Trio Sun Ha immediately retorted in a challenging tone. Who is digging into your family's wall? Do you want to fight? If we fight, then let's fight. Who's afraid of whom? Congratulations. Just now, the King Mo Huyan was identified by the system as a primary beast soul general. You have received some silver leopard bones. Let's open it and see what's inside. This is the first time you have received those silver bones. Oh, Lam Yuyan, you are really impressive. Now you have become the top scholar of Zhenhai City. Several top universities are competing for you. No matter which school you choose with your talent and achievements, they will value you. In my opinion, you should choose between Yanjing Beast University and Madu Beast University. You wouldn't want to attend the same school as me, would you? Lam Yuan smiled lightly and replied, If possible, it's best to have someone to coordinate with, but I also have my own considerations. He paused, his voice becoming steady. In terms of overall strength, the context of Yanjing Beast University is stronger, but I will choose Madu Beast University. I asked, Why? Lam Uyan's eyes flashed with complexity as he replied, Because Yanjing Beast University has someone I don't want to meet. He seemed unwilling to say much, so it would be better not to ask. The discussion shifted to the treasure that Lam Uyan had just received, the Crimson Flame Claw and Evolution Point Ogun. Lam Uyan's family has an Evolution Point Ogun and the Crimson Flame Claw. The Crimson Flame Claw ends the attack on the enemy, and flames that can cause additional fire damage will erupt from the claw. Quite impressive. Very impressive. A knowledgeable person divides it into levels. Battle Beast Beast. General Beast King. Lord Crisis. God Soldier. Level. Your level must be worth several 100,000 Beast God Soldiers, while the Beast King level and above can reach several million. If Chen joins with our luck, we might explode in the future. Continuing, I must quickly reach the Beast King level. Finally, the conversation quickly returned to the hot topic Lam Uyan's school choice. By the way, how far have you thought about school? You analyzed and said, Yanjing Beast University cultivates strong individuals, while Madu Beast University cultivates top-level strong individuals. But I feel you would prefer Madu Beast University. Why do you say that? The answer comes right here. They definitely often use strength as a standard. Everyone likes strength, and the school even specially opens 3 lists. The Potential Dragon list, the Beast King list, the Beast God list. All resources are based on the ranking of the Madu Beast University. If there is already someone standing above 10,000 people then choosing Madu Beast University, why not choose your own? At the same time, in Trio Xuanha's office, the atmosphere suddenly became tense like a taut string when Trin Mukho pushed the door and walked in. Trin Mukho came to find him. What's going on? A person outside muttered curiously. Trin Mukho declared with a smug smile, I tell you, Lum Ween has filled out our school's application. You have no more chances. Trio Xuanha remained unfazed, responding in a challenging tone. Stop showing off to me. I respect that kid's choice. Then he changed his tone to inquire, May I ask, did Tomo Tweet also fill out your school? Trin Mukho laughed loudly. You are quick with the information. What's up? Do you know him since he was little? He paused, his tone carrying a hint of warning. Just acquaintances, don't blame me for not reminding you. When it comes to Mado Tudai, you'd better take good care of the girl. The background of the To family is not simple. Teacher Trio Xuanha slightly frowned. Someone nearby asked, Teacher Trio, when will the resource subsidy from Mado Tudai be issued? Trio Xuanha, his gaze still sharp, replied, Normally it's after receiving the acceptance letter, but I can apply in advance. For you, it will be issued very soon. Do I need to apply for the subsidy in advance? No. In Trio Xuanha's office, the atmosphere still held some tension from the cleverly declined proposal from the teacher. No need, sir. Mine can just follow the normal timing. Trio Xuanha nodded slightly, his expression turning serious when mentioning Tomo Tweet. The girl indeed does not seem to lack money like Lum Uyen. The specific situation I cannot conveniently discuss. You just need to remember to take good care of her. 3 days later, at the dormitory of Ma Do Tu, Dai Lum Uyen received a subsidy package from the school so quickly that it surprised him. Unexpectedly, the school's subsidy arrived so quickly he muttered as he opened it to check 500,000 in subsidies, 20 high-grade beast soul crystals, 5 beast spirit pills, and a set of black spike armor at the general level equipment that can help reinforce your scales while covering a layer of spikes along your spine. It can achieve defensive and reactive effects. A friend nearby couldn't help but exclaim with sparkling eyes, commenting that the school really values him. But Lam Nguyen, his eyes flashing with sharpness, muttered that the equipment is not the main point. The main point is the 500,000 in subsidies, which is also 5,000 beast soul crystals, 5,000 evolution points. He turned to the vendor, asking with a decisive tone, "Here, how much do you want to exchange this time?" The vendor was surprised by the large amount, asking back, "Are you buying 500,000 in beast soul crystals for what purpose? Are you kidding?" Lam Nguyen just smiled faintly in response. Finally, the main character has gathered everything he needs. He completed the transaction and turned to leave without forgetting to say, "I've finished lining up, thank you." The vendor was still stunned, muttering, "It's nothing buying so much, are you planning to feed it to pigs?" Upon returning home, Lam Nguyen looked at the mountain-like pile of crystals and frowned slightly. Lam Nguyen's family did not conveniently tell the driver the address of the secret warehouse temporarily bringing it home, but how long does such a large amount of crystals need to maintain a fusion state before they can be fully absorbed? A friend standing next to him suggested, "Then you can just stay at home and absorb in human form." Lam Nguyen asked in surprise, "Is that really possible? Isn't it necessary to fuse with a beast soul to absorb the energy of the crystallization?" The friend laughed and explained, "That's usually the case, but you have a system." "Ah, you can use the system to maintain the human form to absorb." Lam Nguyen's eyes lit up, mumbling, "Why didn't you say that earlier?" The friend shrugged. "It's just that the absorption speed is a bit slower than in beast form, but compared to maintaining beast form, which consumes a lot of energy, it's still beneficial." Listening to Xiaohe, Lam Nguyen immediately set to work on the plan to absorb the huge pile of crystal lethang. His eyes flashed with determination. The system announced in a cold, mechanical voice, "Congratulations, you successfully absorbed the radiation beam, receiving 1,000 evolution points." Xiaohe nodded in agreement, commenting, 15 minutes indeed, a bit slower than fusing with beast souls. If you absorb all 5,000 pieces, you'll need to absorb an average of 84 pieces daily." He had to keep track of time during the absorption process when Lam Nguyen's body unexpectedly underwent a mutation. The system announced that his body had undergone mutation during the absorption of the received radiation beam. "Radiation-resistant physique," I am Xiaohe explained with bright eyes. "With a radiation-resistant physique, after obtaining it, you won't fear radiation at any concentration. In the past, to eliminate monsters, many places used nuclear weapons. Now, with this physique, I can also enter those polluted, forbidden areas without being affected." Lam Nguyen clenched his fists, voice full of determination. "Good, there's still 2 months left. I must absorb all the crystallization and quickly enhance my strength." He looked at the mountain-high pile of crystallized material, his eyes burning with ambition. At the same time, in the meeting room of the Ma-Do Beast University, a solemn atmosphere enveloped as the leaders gathered. Principal Wang Ding, with a dignified demeanor, spoke, "Everyone, you've all worked hard in the past few days. Up to now, our enrollment work at Ma-Do Beast University has been successfully completed. The quality of this new intake is significantly higher than in previous years." Another member, with a glint of pride in his eyes, nodded, "Of course, not just our school, but other top schools as well. It seems that this year is destined to produce a batch of outstanding talents." However, a contemplative voice spoke up, carrying a hint of concern. "However, waiting for these talents to mature will indeed be a long process. If we really wait until then, I might have retired by then." Second Principal Wang Ding smiled, his voice full of spirit. "Therefore, I and the principals of other schools have discussed and decided to organize a friendly competition for new students nationwide to see which of these talents is truly outstanding." A member of the council nodded in agreement. The idea of holding a competition in the conference hall of Ma-Do Beast is not bad. It can gather the talents from various schools to compare their strengths, and it's a good opportunity for those arrogant talents to realize that there are higher mountains. But another person frowned and voiced their objection. "But is it really appropriate for new students just enrolled to waste time on unnecessary fighting?" In the Ma-Do Thu conference room, the atmosphere was filled with seriousness, as Principal Wang Din, with sharp eyes, began speaking. "In fact, the matter of the competition has already been decided. I called everyone here hoping that you could nominate a name." He paused, his voice steady. "How many people does Principal Wang Din need to send into battle?" One member of the council responded immediately, "For now it's 12 people, 10 main and 2 reserves." Another person with a sparkling gaze suggested, "In my opinion, it would be better to directly select people based on the rankings of the Tien Long list." One person took the list excitedly, saying, "The Tien Long list, let me see it." But then he paused, muttering, "There aren't many, only the talent of Tumo Tuyet is not bad." Suddenly another person pointed at the list, sounding astonished. "Wait, why did you even select a talent of level E?" He pointed to the line, "Candidate Lam Uyin Lizard Soul Talent Level E Training Score, 10 rounds." The entire conference room buzzed. One person exclaimed, "How is that possible? If I weren't a judge on site, I wouldn't believe it either. And the boy is participating in soul training for the first time." Trio Sun Ha, sitting in a corner, chuckled softly, his voice full of pride. "What kind of freak is this boy? Perhaps this is the genius." Another person with bright eyes replied, "I also started to look forward to after the opening to see what kind of strength the boy can truly possess." At the same time, in a secret training location, Lam Uyin sat amid a pile of Liet Dang crystals, his body glowing with a faint light. The system announced in a cold, mechanical voice, "In human terms, you are undergoing arduous training. 1 month without moving at all, you are in the process of absorbing radiation successfully, comprehending the S-level skill energy core breath." Lam Yen's eyes lit up, listening intently. Energy core breath can emit beams of particle light with radiation. The thermal rays can reach 550,000 degrees. "Do you want to spend 1,000 evolution points to learn it?" He answered immediately without hesitation, of course, learning for 1,000 evolution points to exchange for an S-level skill. The system continued deducting 1,000 evolution points, successfully learning the S-level skill energy core breath. Lam Uyin checked his progress, muttering that over this month he had absorbed hundreds of crystals, and now still had 1.5 million evolution points in reserve, proving that arduous training was indeed worthwhile. He squinted, his voice full of ambition, wondering how many levels these evolution points could help me advance. The system immediately responded, first consuming 500,000 evolution points to upgrade the physique. For beasts, physique is naturally the most important. Lam Uyin nodded, continuing to order, "All right, consume 200,000 evolution points to upgrade the hardness of the scale armor and the sharpness of the claws. Consume 300,000 evolution points to upgrade the capacity of the creature's core reactor." He clenched his fist, feeling the power surging in his body, his eyes burning like fire in the quiet training space. Lam Uyin sat amidst the crystallization, his eyes burning with ambition. The system announced, its mechanical voice ringing, "You have now become outstanding among the Beast General level. 1 more step and you can reach the threshold of the Beast King level." Lam Uyin frowned slightly, mumbling that he thought 500,000 points would be enough for a breakthrough to the Beast King level. The result was only from 3 stars to 7 stars. It seems he was indeed too greedy. He looked at the remaining crystallization, his voice filled with determination. He still had 200 to 500 beast soul crystals. If absorbed completely, it could at least convert to 500,000 evolution points. The system continued, not knowing if these 200 to 500,000 evolution points would be enough for him to break through to the Beast King level. A friend standing nearby sighed, as one would have to calculate millions just to level up within the Beast General range. The Beast King and Beast Emperor levels are just more ostentatious later on. Lam Uyin nodded, his gaze cold. If he could not break through, then he would exchange all the Beast Soul Crystals and Beast Spirit Pills in hand for Soul Crystals. It must certainly be a solid 80 or 90%. He clenched his fist, his voice full of momentum. Yes, the goal before the start of the semester is to reach the Beast King level within a month. At the bustling station of Zhenhai City, Lam Uyin was pulling his suitcase, preparing to board the train, when he unexpectedly ran into a familiar figure. Lam Uyin asked, "Teacher Zhao, why are you here?" "You have done very well," Zhao Shanhei replied with a warm smile. "I have some business at home. It's just convenient to pick up the 2 of you back to school. If there's nothing unexpected, report it. Let's get on the vehicle first." Lam Uyin nodded. Yes. So the unexpected mostly refers to large-scale beast tides, or a few Lord-level beasts teaming up to besiege the train, or the fierce beasts of the Beast Emperor level attacking. Lam Uyin heard this, frowning slightly, while Tumo Tweet exclaimed in a worried tone, "Sounds really dangerous." Zhao Shanhei laughed heartily, his eyes sparkling with confidence.
No need to worry too much.
Even if it happens, the probability is very low. If something does happen, I will risk my life to protect you and the people on the train to escape. He paused, his voice full of momentum. Even against a beast, emperor-level beast, I could hold on for 5 minutes. Lam Uyan's eyes flashed with astonishment, muttering, with Zhao Shanhei's strength, he can only hold back a beast, emperor-level beast for 5 minutes. It seems that the existence of the beast emperor level is far more terrifying than I imagined. Just then, an urgent voice rang out from the train system. Mr. Zhao, our radar has detected a beast tide approaching us at high speed from 10 kilometers away. It will hit the train in 10 minutes, losing 1,000. Sun Ha squinted and immediately asked, what is the scale of the beast tide? The reporter replied, there are about 3 beast kings, 50 beast generals, and 200 to 300 battle beasts. Trio Sun Ha nodded, his eyes flashing with excitement. The other 2 beast soul masters on the train have already arrived there. Do you 2 want to go with us? This type is considered a small-scale beast tide. The issue isn't serious. Just consider it a practical training before the opening. Tomo Tweet, her eyes bright, immediately replied, yes, then I have to go. Yes. A moment later, the group had arrived at the radar detection position of the beast tide. Tomo Tweet looked at the combat vehicle in front of her, slightly frowning. Earlier, knowing how to drive this thing wasn't exactly a problem. Lam Uyan shook his head, his voice calm. I have never driven before. Trio Sun Ha laughed loudly, patting both on the shoulders. It's okay, you and Lam Uyan can drive one together. Stay close to me, let's go. Tomo Tweet was still a bit worried, muttering, it's already running really irresponsible. Lam Uyan had sat in the driver's seat, turned back, jokingly said, get in the car, I will drive. You sit behind and remember to hold on to me. At night, the combat vehicle sped towards the beast tide. Lam Uyan sat behind the wheel, his eyes focused but still calm, agile and powerful. Tomo Tweet sat behind, worriedly asked, Lam Uyan, do you really know how to drive? He slightly smirked and replied jokingly, no, I know, but this toy isn't exactly difficult. Driving while learning isn't that bad, right? Lam Uyan tried to accelerate, feeling that the vehicle was no different from an agile and powerful motorcycle. He immediately tested its speed, not much different from riding a motorcycle. He murmured steadily, controlling the vehicle. The beast tide appeared ahead like a sandstorm. The flames blazed fiercely, taking down the beast in one strike. Seeing this, Lam Uyan turned to use his new technique, defeating it with just one claw strike of Shik Vim. An astonished spectator remarked that the hedgehog was at least a late-stage beast general. Lam Uyan actually defeated the enemy in one move. What is his true strength? Another person exclaimed, eyes wide at the scene. Just then, the train suddenly shook. An urgent voice rang out from the system. Senior, come take a look. Check the radar. Is there a malfunction? Sun Ha squinted and asked, how could there be a malfunction? The reporter's voice trembled. According to logic, the purple dot shouldn't be a communication with a beast of the Beast King level, right? Wait, that's not right. This beast tide should only have 3 beast kings. Why is there a 4th bright spot? He paused, his voice full of worry. It's gone. No, it seems that there is still a beast king level beast in the beast tide that knows how to hide its aura. We must quickly report this to the beast soul masters on the front line. Amidst the chaotic battlefield where dust and roars echoed, a terrifying piece of news spread. A beast soul master at the forward station had been killed by the mysterious beast king in the blink of an eye. Lam Uyan stood among the monsters, collapsed, breathing heavily, hearing Tomo Tweet ask, Lam Uyan, how many beast general level monsters have we killed in total? He slightly curled his lips, his voice calm. I don't know, it must be around 10 or so, right? Just then, Trio Sun Ha's cold gaze pointed at a blurry figure in the dust. That's it. It turns out it often uses this tactic to kill beast soul masters, so it can't be detected in the same surprise position. The Shadowclaw beast charged forward to attack stealthily at terrifying speed, but Tomo Tweet with sharp vigilance easily dodged and shouted, Uyenge, close your eyes.
Don't let the blood splash into your eyes.
However, the situation reversed in the blink of an eye. Lam Nguyen, without a moment's hesitation, charged forward, delivering a direct blow that tore the beast's arm apart.
Swoosh! This is the most stealthy Shadow Claw beast of the Beast King level, Trio Son Ha exclaimed in astonishment.
It seems the intelligence was wrong. There is still a Beast King level monster. The beast roared angrily, shaking the entire battlefield. Lam Nguyen, with a cold gaze, sneered, "What, it's roaring angrily? What kind of coward like you dares to become a monster?" Immediately, the Shadow Claw beast vanished from sight, as if it melted into the air. Trio Son Ha shouted, "Be careful, it might suddenly rush out." Just as expected, the beast appeared behind Lam Nguyen, launching a sneak attack aimed at his spines. You guessed it right, it appeared behind, sneaking up on Nguyen Gay's spines. An observer exclaimed, but the beast didn't expect that Lam Nguyen's black-spiked armor had been upgraded sharp as a knife. Its arm was pierced immediately. Lam Nguyen chuckled lightly, his tone mocking. "Let me tell you, are you just scratching my itch?" Taking advantage of the opportunity when both of the beast's ears were injured, Lam Nguyen quickly grabbed it. "You attacked just now. Now it's my turn, right?" He gripped the beast's mouth tightly, tearing it apart, his voice cold. "Taste the flavor of energy breath." A terrifying burst of energy erupted, solid atomic particles with horrific heat incinerating everything in an instant. The energy gathered in its mouth, then directly unleashed a breath containing high-damage solid atomic particles burning everything it touched. An observer gasped, "A Shadow Claw beast has fallen with no resistance left." Trio Son Ha, eyes wide with amazement, turned to Lam Nguyen, not knowing how much the core of this Beast King level could sell for. He paused, his voice serious. "How did you kill the Shadow Claw beast? Didn't you just see it a moment ago?" Lam Nguyen only smiled faintly, not responding. Trio Son Ha couldn't help but ask further. "I wasn't paying attention to your core connection. Honestly, tell me, what level has your strength reached now?" Lam Nguyen, with a glint of intelligence in her eyes, replied, "I just broke through to the Beast King level. It's a 1-star Beast King." Trio Son Ha was stunned, murmuring, "How did you manage that?" "The battle has just ended. The dust has not yet settled." Lam Nguyen stood in the middle of the battlefield, her gaze sharp but still exuding a sense of calm. Trio Son Ha looked at him with eyes full of admiration, unable to hide his astonishment. "During the beast training, I was still at the 3-star Beast Commander level, and in just 2 short months, I broke through to the Beast King level. Teacher, this is my secret. Please don't let it out." Lam Nguyen smiled gently, her voice calm. "In fact, I can absorb the radiation of soul crystals." Liet Dang To Mu Tuet, standing next to her, still had a slight breathlessness, her eyes sparkling with appreciation. "Lam Nguyen, are you okay?" "I'm fine. I was lucky to have you earlier, otherwise I would be done for." She paused, her voice carrying a hint of self-reproach. "Actually, your strength is more than that, teacher. You were just too scared, which led to a wrong judgment." Trio Son Ha patted her shoulder in consolation. "Tu Mu Tuyet, after all, it's your first time experiencing this situation. Panic is normal." He turned to Lam Nguyen, nodding in agreement. "Teacher, Lam Nguyen is not wrong. Unexpected events on the battlefield can happen at any time. You must do better so as not to hold back your teammates." He mumbled, his eyes flashing with astonishment. This kid is really extraordinary. In the afternoon, in the quiet room, Trio Son Ha was still pondering about Lam Nguyen. Unexpectedly, this kid could absorb radiation to convert it into energy. This kind of talent has never been heard of in the Spirit Beast Master community. He clenched his fist, his voice full of excitement. "Then it must be the genius mentioned by the principal, right?"
Wow.
Then he turned to Lam Nguyen, presenting a shiny medal. "This time I gathered all the spoils into the object medal. Once I finish processing at the Spirit Beast Hall, I will give it to you." To Motuit curiously interjected, "Object medal." Trio Son Ha explained, "That's right, you have never used this before. At the Beast King level, you can request a bronze material medal from the Beast Soul Hall, but 1,000 crafting money only gets you 10 miller 3 of space." Lam Nguyen frowned, slightly murmuring, "My money still has to be spent to buy the Beast Soul crystallization of Liet Dong, right?" Trio Son Ha laughed heartily, patting him on the shoulder. "If you need it, I can lend it to you." Lam Nguyen nodded, her eyes brightening, thanking her teacher. Indeed, this is a very practical item. In the future, I will also consider making one. Trio Swanha, with a voice full of enthusiasm, continued, Don't worry in Madu Thu, the resources are absolutely abundant. Money is just a little sincerity. He paused, his eyes sparkling with hope. If you can make it into the top 10 of the potential dragon list, you can choose any single dorm room and also have the opportunity to represent Madu Beast in the national freshman competition. Lam Uyen clenched her fist, immediately responding, The potential dragon list I understand. After a long sleep to recover, Lam Uyen woke up, her eyes shining as if recharged. He turned to Trio Sonha, his tone a bit dissatisfied. Teacher, the school has so much money, why isn't the dorm room a single room? Then it would be very inconvenient for us to practice. Trio Sonha laughed heartily, his voice warm. The dorm room is just a place to sleep and rest. Students practicing can go to the specialized training room open 24 hours for free. Lam Uyen's eyes sparkled with satisfaction as she murmured, Fortunately, there's a training room, otherwise absorbing all the essence in the dormitory would easily lead to exposure. Tomo Tweet, standing next to her, chimed in, If you really want a single room, there is a very convenient way. Donating 5,000 to the school should be enough. Yes, in 4 years you can own an independent dorm room with a yard. Hearing this, Lam Uyen couldn't help but frown, her voice full of indignation. Isn't 5,000 like robbery? Another person nearby curiously whispered, Is 5,000 really enough? What is his background that the student dormitory for the spirit beasts still has to share a dorm room before making it into the top 10 of the potential dragon list? Tomo Tweet sighed, nodding. Fortunately, Tomo Tweet also decided to stay in the dormitory. Even with money, it can't be spent like that. Entering the dormitory, Lam Uyen unexpectedly bumped into a new student, lively and smiling friendly. Are you the new roommate? Hello, I am Trio Min, a freshman this year. The spirit beast is the white flaming armor. He pointed at Lam Uyen, his voice full of excitement. I am Lam Uyen from Zhenhai City. Trio Min's eyes lit up immediately, exclaiming, You are the top scholar from Zhenhai City. Lam Uyen used an S-level beast soul in that big beast competition. Lam Uyen asked in surprise, How do you know me? Trio Min laughed loudly, proudly patted his chest. I don't know you, but I have seen your profile. Brother, that's amazing. Lam Uyen frowned slightly, her voice full of suspicion. You have seen my profile. Where did you see it? Can new student profiles be freely accessed? Trio Min, his eyes twinkling with mischief, replied, I have my ways. In this school, there is nothing that I Vung Kim Trek do not know. Your information, buddy, is extremely valuable. Whatever you want to know, I can tell you. He paused, his tone somewhat mysterious. Of course, information is also something of invaluable worth. Lam Uyen's eyes lit up as she immediately asked, So, do you have the Tien Long ranking here? Min laughed. So you're an information dealer? Hey, it's only the first day of school. How could there be a ranking for Tien Long so soon? But if you're interested, I can give you a list that records the new students most likely to make it to the top 10 of the Tien Long ranking. A list of items being sold at a bargain price, as if it's specially for a close roommate offering you an 80% discount. Just give me 4,000. He squinted, his tone laden with implication. The account number is ready. You see, I'm a savvy trader, always alert and fair. But have you ever wondered how I get these things right after the start of school? After much anticipation, the main character finally entered the National New Student Examination. At the awakening ceremony, his martial soul, the snowy white frog, shone with vigor with a power level estimated at a Beast King 1 star. Tran Mok with the spirit beast soul of Than Beach exudes a solid appearance rated at the level of a 9-star beast general. Ms. Huyen Ko is cold yet powerful, awakening the spirit soul of the Golden Scale King with an estimated strength of 3-star Beast King. Triu Ming, despite his gentle appearance, surprises everyone when his spirit soul Search reaches the level of 8-star Beast General. Tong Lam with the spirit soul. Rainbow Butterfly 7 colors is brilliant, like a rainbow rated at the level of 2-star Beast King. The Madu Beast Grand is truly a hidden gem of talent. Among the new students, it is unexpected to have so many Beast Kings appearing. Even Trio Min, who seems ordinary, possesses the strength of an 8-star Beast General. truly making people curious about the power of Vuong Kim Truck. One person whispered softly, their eyes gleaming with eagerness. The atmosphere suddenly became lively when the roommate finally appeared. "Hello, everyone, I am Tong Lam. From now on, please guide me more." The voice rang out, full of vitality. Everyone was taken aback. One person exclaimed, "Amber is so fierce. Tong Lam, you are the valedictorian of Madu this year. Being in the same dorm room with the valedictorian is really an honor." Another new student excitedly chimed in. "He is Tong Lam. His spirit soul is the supportive type rainbow butterfly 7 colors. If I remember correctly, the talent of this spirit reaches SSS level." The question about Tong Lam made the atmosphere even more lively. "If you want to know anything, just come to me. The price is absolutely worth it," a confident voice rang out with a charming smile. But immediately someone interrupted. "All right, stop promoting your information. Everyone is here. Why not go eat together? Lamuyen, what do you say? You all are really not simple. One is an 8-star beast general. One is a 2-star beast king, and another is an information dealer entering the Mado Grand, truly my long-held dream. I didn't expect I would fulfill that wish." He laughed loudly, feeling as if he was living in a dream. A teasing voice rang out. "Dreaming is fine, just don't dream when it's time to pay the bill." After a lively meal with the boys in the dormitory on the way back, Lam Uyen unexpectedly ran into Tomo Tuit and 2 friends. The person on the left with a graceful appearance is Du Than Thu, possessing the spirit soul of extreme frost silk moth at level S. The beautiful person on the right is Tomo Tuyet, carrying the spirit soul of 9-tailed snowfox at level S. A confident voice rang out beside, "How can you know so well? The power of information you wouldn't understand." Suddenly, Tomo Tuyet turned around, catching Lam Uyen's gaze standing nearby. "Lam Uyen, long time no see," she beamed a radiant smile. Lam Uyen shyly replied, "Stop talking nonsense. Weren't you still at Trung this afternoon? How long has it been since we separated?" Tomo Tuyet laughed, her tone mischievous. "Hey, that's right. This is my new roommate, Du Than Thu." "Hello." Du Than Thu nodded gently in greeting while Lam Uyen introduced further. "This is my roommate, Vuong Kim Truck Trio Min and Tong Lam. We are preparing to go eat. Do you want to join us?" Tomo Tuyet shook her head softly in regret. "Not today. I have already made plans with a friend in the dorm to go together, maybe next time." She waved her hand. "All right, goodbye." When Tomo Tuyet's group disappeared, one person turned to Lam Uyen, their eyes sparkling with curiosity. "How did you get to know Tomo Tuyet? It seems your relationship with her is still very good." Vuong Kim Trak interjected half-jokingly. "So there are still things you don't know. Do you want me to sell her back to you?" "A friendly price with an 80% discount." Lam Uyen laughed heartily, thinking to himself that life at this school was indeed full of interesting experiences. 2 hours later, although he just wanted to rest immediately like his roommates, Lam Uyen still did not allow himself to slack off in his training. Moreover, there are too many powerful figures like this in the school. He mumbled as he entered the training room. The energy concentration here is dense, extremely suitable for training. The free beginner training room, but he heard there are also intermediate and advanced paid rooms. Places where the energy is even more concentrated, but too expensive. Lam Uyen frowned and mumbled, "The intermediate room costs 1,000 per hour. The advanced room costs 5,000 per hour." He sighed and checked his assets. Unfortunately, his Liet DM essence had already been fully absorbed, and now he only had the upper-grade Beast Spirit essence and the Beast Lin Dan left. Lam Uyen's eyes sparkled with determination as he took out the Liet DM essence, mumbling, "Let me see how many evolution points this Liet DM essence can give." A flash of light appeared with a notification. "Congratulations, you have obtained 1,000 evolution points." But Lam Uyen frowned, his voice full of regret. "The effect is no different from Liet DM wasting my 10,000. He quickly calmed himself, telling himself, "It's okay, there is still the Beast Lin Dan." Without hesitation, Lam Uyen swallowed the Lindan, and his body immediately felt hot, as if an energy burst was happening inside. The system announced, "Congratulations, you have successfully swallowed the Beast Lindan, receiving 1 talent point." Lam Uyen pondered, mumbling, "It seems this talent attribute is not on the personal attribute board of the system. Could this be a new talent? He could have a hidden talent attribute, which could enhance his absorption speed. This pill has increased the absorption speed by 5%. He clearly felt that the energy around him was being absorbed faster. Indeed, he could feel that his energy absorption speed was faster now. Yes. Vuong Kim Trak, standing next to him, smiled mischievously. With me here, you don't have to stick to the limit of using only one pill a month. You can absorb as many as you want. Lam Uyen nodded, but couldn't help but sigh. Then this beast Lin Dan is indeed a good thing, but it's too expensive, over 50,000. The next morning, as the sun began to rise, Lam Uyen woke up looking around the dorm room. He realized his roommates had disappeared. Where have the two of them gone? He must have arrived at the training room. He murmured, his eyes shining with determination. It seems I'm not the only one training hard. I need to hurry to the Soul Beast Hall to buy a level Liat Beast Essence. Just as he was about to leave, a call came in. Hello, Lam Uyen Ha. Are you awake now? The warm voice of Trio Son Ha resonated from the communication metal. I processed the funds from the Beast Tide for the crystals. Your share totals 200,000. Lam Uyen couldn't help but be amazed. That's a lot. Just in time, emergency fire singed his eyebrows. Trio Son Ha continued. In addition, I took the liberty of using 1,000 from that to exchange for 10,000 level Liat Beast Soul Crystals. The remaining amount is in this metal. I'm temporarily lending it to you. Yes, Lam Uyen hurriedly thanked. Thank you. Teacher Trio. Trio Son Ha truly is the most trustworthy person. He hesitated and asked, Teacher Trio, could you help me with one more thing? I want to exchange all the remaining 200,000 for Beast Spirit Pills. This is enough to buy 24 Beast Spirit Pills. Under normal circumstances, it should be sufficient for 2,000 to 5,000. Xuan Ha sounded surprised. Why are you buying so many at once? Lam Uyen smiled confidently. You can rest assured I have my own limits. Trio Son Ha nodded. Just communicated, I'll make time to visit the Soul Beast Hall. Just focus on your training. In a few days, the potential dragon board will open. As long as you can enter the top 10, I'll make arrangements for you to represent the Demon City Beast in the new student competition. Lam Uyen clenched his fists, his eyes blazing with determination. I know my goal has never been the top 10, but to be at the top of the potential dragon board. He returned to the dormitory filled with willpower. A flash of light emanated from his body, accompanied by a congratulatory notification. You have successfully absorbed the radiation beam, receiving 1,000 evolution points. Lam Uyen murmured in astonishment. This time only took 10 minutes. Could it be because of the 5 Beast Spirit Pills? That reward not only enhances the speed of energy absorption from the air, but can it also improve the speed of crystallization absorption? Yes. Wang Jinji, standing nearby, shrugged mysteriously. Actually, I'm not quite sure. Wait until the teacher brings the Beast Spirit Pills. You can verify it a bit. Lam Uyen nodded, his gaze sharp. The urgent matter at hand is still to continue absorbing crystallization, improving my strength. Saying is doing. Lam Uyen dove into training, dedicating several days to diligently absorbing crystallization. Gradually improving his cultivation level. A few days later in the dormitory, the atmosphere suddenly became lively. What's special about today? Why is everyone here? Lam Uyen asked in surprise, looking at his roommates gathered together. One person laughed and replied, Normally, these 3 leave early and come back late, except for Wang Jinji, who gathers intelligence. The other 2 are kings among kings. Today is the new student conference. You've been training every day and haven't seen any faces, even forgot about this. Lam Uyen scratched his head awkwardly. I really forgot. You guys, everyone is a training monster. It seems they all want to climb into the top 10 of the Tien Long ranking. Another person sighed. Come on. I just want to be in the top 100, that would be enough. Tong Lam, standing beside, chuckled lightly. But with Tong Lam's strength, I should be able to make it into the top 10 of the Tien Long ranking, right? You stop there, the tone slightly hesitant. Although I am a Beast Soul Master at the Beast King level, I awakened a support Beast Soul, so it's not convenient to fight. Moreover, the Beast Grandmasters are numerous. I don't have much confidence. The atmosphere suddenly became serious.
It seems this year the competition is really fierce. We cannot help but train hard. A determined voice rang out. I heard that this freshman competition Principal Wang Ding will personally preside over it. The whole group buzzed. One person exclaimed, Principal Wang Ding is a beast soul who has reached the beast emperor level. Him coming personally shows that he values us greatly. Lam Uyen's eyes sparkled with curiosity as she turned to her roommate. Don't you know, this year, the first nationwide freshman-friendly competition will be held to select students who can represent Mado Beast Academy. That's why the principal values it highly. Just then, Zhao Shanha appeared, a calm smile on his face. Teacher Zhao, why are you here? Lam Uyen asked in surprise. Zhao Shanha replied with great vigor. The freshman competition, besides you freshmen participating, our teachers will also participate. Teacher Zhao glanced at Lam Uyen's group of roommates, his eyes glistening with admiration. They must be your roommates, right? Teacher Zhao has admired them for a long time. Lam Uyen quickly introduced, Teacher Zhao, this is my roommate Vung Kim Tret, who specializes in intelligence work. Vung Kim Tret laughed loudly, his voice full of pride. Intelligence, ha ha ha, truly, a tiger's father has no dog offspring. Zhao Shanha nodded, his eyes sparkling with a hint of laughter. Teacher Zhao is overpraising. Do you two know each other? His father is a significant figure. You will find out soon. I have to go ahead, ha ha ha. Lam Uyen curiously turned to Vung Kim Tret. Who is this person? Another person whispered, their voice full of amazement. Representing the internal Hongjiao Xuanha, a level 8 Lord Beast Soul Master, one of the most promising candidates who could break through to the Beast Emperor level. Suddenly the group buzzed. Quick look, the principal is here. Principal Wang Ding has arrived. Lam Uyen was stunned and muttered, Wait a minute. Wang Ding? Could it be that Vung Kim Trek is Wang Ding's son? It truly is unimaginable. The atmosphere became solemn as Principal Wang Ding stepped onto the podium, an imposing aura enveloping the entire hall. Greetings to all teachers and students of Mado Beast Academy. I am the principal of Mado Beast Academy, Wang Ding. It's a pleasure to meet everyone here. You are the freshmen of Mado Beast Academy and also the hope of the future of Mado Beast Academy. Soon, the Tien Long ranking of Mado Beast Academy will officially open. To all the freshmen, you will welcome the first round of competition. The higher your ranking, the more generous the rewards will be. Destiny has always been in our own hands. Talent is not everything. As long as we strive, we can defy the odds and change our fate. The strong must compete, and our Mado Beast Academy is the school with the highest mortality rate. But every student here, if they have chosen us, is neither foolish nor cowardly. Do you have enlightenment? After the powerful speech of Principal Ma Do Tu Dai, the encouraging words ignited the flames of determination in the hearts of the new students. The entire auditorium shouted in unison, Up on the board! The Tien Long leaderboard is officially announced. Leading is Ms. Huayan with the awakening spirit, the king slaying the golden scales. Second place belongs to Tum Thuong with the martial spirit Thuong Tuet Bak Nha. Third place is Vuong Lin with the martial spirit Bao Ho. Tung Lam with the 7-colored Boom Lu Li martial spirit holds the 10th position. It must be said that the intelligence of Vung Kim Trak is very useful, basically a complete prediction. A new student whispered, their eyes full of admiration. Lam Uyen checked the rankings, his brow slightly furrowed. So his ranking is 312. Lam Uyen with the martial spirit. Thuk Ting Tun Lan Den is that low. He sighed secretly, lamenting, Mado Tu Dai is indeed a genius, like a cloud, a tyrant rampant. With his achievement of passing 10 rounds, he could only rank at this position. He turned to Vung Kim Tret, curious. But what are the specific rules of this Tien Long leaderboard? Firstly, Vung Kim Tret. His eyes sparkling with a clever glint replied immediately, I know. First, only those with lower rankings can challenge those with higher rankings, and the rank difference cannot exceed 20. Second, each person has only one opportunity to challenge each day, and the challenged party cannot refuse the first 3 times. Third, each person has one opportunity to challenge a higher rank each week, with the ranking board being able to go up to 100. Fourth, the use of banned substances is strictly prohibited. The martial spirit used must correspond to one's own level.
Fifth, during the challenge, if one side admits defeat or loses the ability to fight the challenge, immediately ends. Lum Wien nodded, calculating in his head. According to our current rankings, to climb to the top of the Tien Long leaderboard usually takes 16 days. If there are higher rank challenges, the time will also be shortened. The students below were buzzing whispers, surging like waves discussing the mysterious figure occupying the top spot. Oh Hien Ko. Who exactly is this divine being, climbing straight to the top spot as soon as they got on the board? A voice full of skepticism rang out. What does this count as? After 3 days, if he still holds the top position, then I will truly be convinced. Another person interjected, their tone firm. I think just 3 days is enough for the Tien Long leaderboard to undergo its first major reform. Ignoring those whispers, Lum Wien quietly left his steps steady, his mind focused entirely on cultivating during these days. While the crowd scrambled for positions on the board, he kept his mind calm, not the slightest bit disturbed. Leaving behind the distractions, he calmly moved forward, showing no signs of excitement as he passed by the ranking information board. His calmness made Trio Min and Vung Kim Tret unable to help but stare, finding it hard to determine what exactly he was. Lum Wien is indeed a special person. Trio Min murmured, his eyes flashing with curiosity. At this moment, being able to calmly cultivate truly makes one curious. Vung Kim Tret nodded and added, I once wanted to buy information about him for 1,000, but he refused. Hearing this, Lum Wien slightly smirked, his voice full of confidence. Wait until I reach the top of the Tien Long leaderboard, then come discuss the price of information related to me. After saying that, he walked away, leaving Vung Kim Trak standing there, his mind in a mess, unable to find a clear clue. Lum Wien's goal is to conquer the top position on the Tien Long leaderboard. He, a person who hides and waits for the right moment, how terrifying his hidden strength might be. When entering the training room, Hak Long spoke in a deep voice. This is the beast spirit pill that Trieu Sun Ha sent to you, a total of 24 pills. Do you want to use them all at once? Holding the sparkling pills in his hand. Lum Wien pondered for a moment and then firmly replied, First I will use them one by one. After that, he continued to cultivate and swallowed another beast spirit pill. A flash of light appeared and the system announced, Successfully swallowed the beast spirit pill, gaining 1 talent point. Lum Wien clearly felt his power surge. You have completed absorption and received 10 talent points. It's very clear the speed of energy absorption has increased another level. To verify, he took out the Beast Soul Crystal Fire, now testing the absorption speed of the Beast Soul Crystal Fire to see if it has been enhanced. Indeed, as Lum Wien predicted, the amount of crystallization absorbed at a rapid speed. In just the blink of an eye, 7 minutes later, the system rang out, Congratulations on successfully absorbing the radiation ray, gaining 1,000 evolution points. Lum Wien exclaimed, his eyes shining bright. 7 minutes before was 10 minutes, it seems my prediction was correct. This time my absorption efficiency has increased another tier. Hello. Suddenly, Lum Wien's communication metal vibrated. Hello, Lum Wien, an urgent voice rang out. In 10 minutes, the first place in the Tien Long leaderboard, Miss Hien Ko. Quickly come. Lum Wien, his eyes shining brightly, immediately responded, The match between first and third place, I will go right to arena number 3 of Ma Do Tu Dai. The atmosphere was boiling like a blazing fire. Following Trio Son Ha's instructions, Lum Wien quickly settled into his seat, greeting Trio Son Ha standing beside him with a warm smile. Lum Wien is here. But a teasing voice interrupted. Trio Son Ha, I say you really treat this kid like a treasure, bringing him along to watch the competition. Or are you just going to tie the kid to your belt? Trio Son Ha frowned and replied jokingly, Man Trung An, if you don't know how to speak properly, you can give it to someone who needs it. He turned to Lum Wien and introduced, This is Man Trung An, my friend, also a teacher at Ma Do Tu Dai. Lum Wien hurriedly bowed and greeted, Hello, teacher man. Man Trung An laughed heartily, his eyes sparkling with mischief. You are Lum Wien, old True has mentioned your name to me quite a few times. Have you not noticed the guidance yet? Or do you want to consider joining my class? Trio Son Ha immediately interjected, I called you to watch the competition, not to steal my student. He paused and turned to Lum Wien, saying,
You also have to say Vung Lin Ho and Miss Huyen Ko, who has a higher chance of winning this time. Lam Huyen shook her head, her voice sincere. I'm not very familiar with them. At this moment, under the stands, the cheers roared like a surging wave. Everyone looked quickly. An excited voice rang out. This is the third place Vuong Lin Ho, and opposite is the first place monster Miss Huyen Ko. I announce that the match between third place of the Tien Long table Vuong Lin Ho and first place Miss Huyen Ko officially begins. The referee spoke. This duel was initiated by the third place of the Tien Long table Vuong Lin Ho, challenging the first place of the Tien Long table Miss Huyen Ko. I declare the match officially begins. Yes, Lin Ho, eyes blazing, will roaring. You just started and challenged me? Do you think I'm a soft persimmon? Miss Huyen Ko coldly replied, her voice full of confidence. The top position of the Tien Long table must belong to me. Yes, Lin Ho smirked, not backing down. Is that so? Then I must teach someone who doesn't know humility like you a lesson right from the start of the match. Miss Huyen Ko did not hesitate to activate her soul beast fusion. A brilliant stream of light erupted, revealing the golden-winged Z-King and SS-level soul beast. The terrifying pressure emanating from her caused the entire arena to tremble. This level of pressure, Miss Huyen Ko must at least possess the strength of a beast king. An audience member whispered, eyes filled with astonishment. It seems that there are competitors worth expecting in the Ma-Do Beast Academy as well. Vuong Lin Ho was not to be outdone, immediately responding with the Soul Beast Fusion Fiery Tiger Shich VM, also reaching the Beast King level. Who will win in the end? The entire hall was buzzing, holding their breath to watch. Mr. True Sun Ha, sitting in the stands, mumbled, These two kids seem to be quite impressive. When I was as young as them, I didn't have such strong abilities. Man Trong An, sitting next to him, laughed loudly. I told you long ago the new students this year are not simple at all. One is even more amazing than the other. The match erupted. Vuong Lin Ho's Fiery Tiger Shich VM unleashed the fire. Strike the brilliant flames, charging straight toward Miss Huyen Ko's golden-winged Z-King. But unexpectedly, Miss Huyen Ko did not dodge but stood still to directly receive the attack. She coldly spoke, Is this all you can do? Wait until you can defeat me before you say such things. Vuong Lin Ho gritted his teeth in anger, hearing that made him furious. He used a burst of speed, charging straight at the abdomen of the golden-winged Z-King, launching a powerful second attack. The fiery tiger Shich VM of Vuong Lin Ho exhibited astonishing power. Speed, explosive force, and physique were all flawless. His speed was lightning fast. Even Miss Huyen Ko found it difficult to completely evade. However, Vuong Lin Ho showed extreme caution, initially attacking from a distance to probe, then suddenly closing the gap, striking before the opponent could react. At this age, to have such combat intuition, truly impressive. Man Trong An exclaimed, his eyes shining with admiration as he looked at the situation on the arena. Trio Sun Ha turned to Lam Huyen, his tone serious. Looking at the current situation, the first position on the Tien Long leaderboard belongs to Miss Huyen Ko. To some extent, it has a bit of reputation that isn't true. Lam Huyen watched the two of them fight. Did you feel any pressure? Lam Huyen, with eyes burning with determination, replied, I want to rise to the top of the Tien Long leaderboard. I cannot overlook their strength. Trong An laughed, his voice filled with skepticism. This kid's goal is actually the top of the leaderboard. Although using a Psi-level beast spirit in the Great Demon Beast is not simple, wanting to rise to the top of the leaderboard, that idea seems too absurd. Lam Huyen observed the battle with sharp eyes, noticing something unusual. He whispered, This must be a trap. Trio Sun Ha, sitting next to him, turned in surprise. What did you say? Vuong Lin Ho has fallen into a trap. Lam Huyen nodded, his eyes fixed on the arena. This is a trap set by Miss Huyen Ko. Even Trio Sun Ha was stunned by this assertion. How do you know this is a trap? On arena number 3 of the Great Demon Beast, Vuong Lin Ho seemed to be gaining the upper hand. His Bao Huo Chi Yen unleashed powerful attacks, only lacking a finishing move to end it. But unexpectedly, the golden-winged king centipede of Miss Huyen Ko silently circled behind, easily constricting his body. Nevertheless, Vuong Lin Ho's fighting spirit did not waver. He roared with explosive momentum. Unleash the power of the nation for me! But it was all just a trap meticulously laid out by Miss Huyen Ko.
From the mouth of the golden-winged king centipede, a dense stream of poison sprayed out, enveloping Vung Lin Ho, causing him severe injuries all over his body. Trieu Sun Ha looked at Lam Nguyen in amazement. Is what you said really true? Do you know this is a trap set by Miss Hyen Ko? Lam Nguyen, his gaze still glued to the battle, replied, in a situation where one does not fully understand the opponent's strength, actively revealing weaknesses is the best way to set a trap. After all, Miss Hyen Ko is at the top of the Tien Long leaderboard, not to mention whether his strength matches this ranking, but his combat intuition may not necessarily be inferior to Vung Lin Ho. Man Trong-an, sitting next to him, couldn't help but admire. I didn't expect Lam Nguyen's observation skills to be so remarkable. We, with the mindset of ordinary spectators, often overlook these details, but Lam Nguyen was completely immersed in it, not at all superficial. He turned to Trieu Sun Ha and teased, Teacher man, you are not doing well. Your judgment is even surpassed by this young person now. Trieu Sun Ha laughed, his voice full of pride. You still have the face to say that to me. You can't even see it yourself. I really can't see it, but my student can. He winked. That kid is indeed like a treasure, but he truly has strength. Below the stands, the battle continued fiercely. Vung Lin Ho, despite being severely injured, unexpectedly unleashed the fire team move, causing his body to blaze brilliantly. The fierce flames forced Miss Hyen Ko to retreat, creating a safe distance. Vung Lin Ho growled softly, his eyes still burning, his will unyielding. The battle gradually entered a thrilling climax. Vung Lin Ho's Bao Huo Chi Yin, with its knife-like claws, lunged to attack Miss Hyen Ko with decisive moves, as if intending to eliminate the opponent in one blow. The powerful blow shook the entire arena, and the audience couldn't help but exclaim in astonishment, Oh my God! Is Ms. Hyen Ko about to lose? In this situation, can the tide be turned? Another person interjected, voice full of excitement. Vung Lin Ho is too strong. Oh, that's right, but the Bao Ho of the student is only a beast spirit level S. If just comparing talents, it still falls short of the golden-winged king scorpion. Greetings to Trieu Sun Ha, he turned to Lam Nguyen, eyes scrutinizing. Lam Nguyen, do you feel that Ms. Hyen Ko is about to lose? Lam Nguyen, with sharp eyes, shook her head. No, I chatted with the two teachers, and Vung Lin Ho is about to lose. Man Trong-an laughed in surprise. Is Vung Lin Ho about to lose? But surely right now it seems like Vung Lin Ho is gaining the upper hand. He winked teasingly. The two teachers surely can't miss that. It must be that you're taking the opportunity to test me, right? Lam Nguyen smiled, undisturbed. This kid really can't hide anything from me. Trieu Sun Ha nodded, adding, Although Vung Lin Ho's offense is strong, he is showing signs of panic everywhere. The poison he was hit with earlier must have flared up. Just as Lam Nguyen predicted, Vung Lin Ho began to slow down. His movements gradually weakened, his gaze clouded by the poison. Ms. Hyen Ko coldly spoke, Admit defeat, you have no more chances left. Now go to the medical room to clear the toxins, maybe it's still not too late. If there are no consequences, I won't take responsibility. Vung Lin Ho gritted his teeth, roaring, I cannot admit defeat. The Bao Ho Sik Viam disregarded everything, continuing to charge at Ms. Hyen Ko, but she, with her terrifying calmness, swung the sharp tail of the golden-winged king scorpion, a razor-sharp blow, sweeping through, easily knocking Vung Lin Ho far away. From the very first moment seeing Vung Lin Ho fall into Ms. Hyen Ko's trap, it was clear he would lose without a doubt. Trieu Sun Ha murmured, his eyes filled with admiration. The match concluded and Ms. Hyen Ko won overwhelmingly. Although Ms. Hyen Ko held the top position, challengers with even stronger abilities were beginning to emerge. An audience member sighed, voice full of regret. What a pity if Vung Lin Ho hadn't been poisoned. This battle might have been even more spectacular. Man Trong-an turned to Lam Nguyen, eyes unable to hide his amazement. If he had your level of judgment, the result of this match would be completely different. This kid is clearly a freshman, but his observation skills are surprisingly refined, just like a seasoned veteran. This talent is terrifying. Greeting Trieu Sun Ha, looking at Lam Nguyen, his eyes filled with hope. Lam Nguyen, do you know why the teacher called you to watch this match today? He paused, voice steady.
The teacher wants you to recognize the strength of the other talented freshman. Lum Uyen nodded, eyes shining. That's right. Knowing one's own position, understanding the opponent's strength, and having the desire to climb to the top, these things cannot be neglected. He clenched his fists, heart brimming with gratitude. I didn't expect Teacher Trio would trust me this much. I understand now, thank you, teacher. An hour later, in the training room, Lum Uyen was still immersed in the aftertaste of the match. He murmured, voice full of admiration. After watching the match, how do you feel? The strength that Miss Huyenko has displayed is at least at the level of a 4-star Beast King. Even without being at the 4-star Beast King level, she must absolutely be at the 3-star Beast King level. Tan Dingfeng nodded beside her while Vung Lin Ho was attacking with the power to freely control Shik Vim, and Miss Huyenko's special ability was the poison smoke she emitted. Considering these special points in terms of combat power, their strength must far exceed the same level. Lum Uyen nodded, his eyes shining with admiration. Truly, she is one of the top 3 on the Tien Long leaderboard, and Miss Huyenko might even become number 1. He also has other trump cards in his hands which are unknown. He turned to Vung Kimtret and asked, Vung Kimtret, can you obtain this information? Vung Kimtret smirked, his voice full of confidence. So, if you were up against those two, what are your chances of winning? Lum Uyen pondered and replied, 3-7. I have 3, Vung Lin Ho has 7. My advantage lies in fighting skills and intuition. But if it comes to a life-and-death battle with Vung Lin Ho, there is still a gap. Not to mention Miss Huyenko, their martial spirits are all at grade S or above. Truly a genius. He clenched his fists, his eyes blazing, but he has a system to make up for his weaknesses. By then, it's not certain that I would lose to them. I will work harder to close the gap. There is less than a month until the national competition, and I must have my name on the list. Yeah, you checked the system, he muttered, and I still have over 1 million unused evolution points. At least I can evolve to the 2-star Beast King level. Vung Kimtrak patted his shoulder, his voice full of enthusiasm. Yeah, let's continue training. Continue.